Gun-toting, Bible-reading, God-believing, truth-speaking American. This MAGA season, Democrats committing treason. I know they think it's sweet, but you don't know who you dealing with. It's for free, thinkers only. You ain't got no membership. They free, General Flynn, out the cage, cause he innocent. Barton Roger Stone, cause the run know that he innocent. We need to kick out every single illegal immigrant. Mandatory voter ID laws we need to implement. Tell Jussie Smollett that I know this MAGA country. Tell China we know they tryna play us like some dummies. I looked deep into it and I did the math. Why did Obama send money to that Wuhan lab? What is George Soros doing with all of his cash? Why did China take that Harvard guy and drop him a bag? Why is there so much propaganda? Funny you ask. How about that Bill Gates vaccine? Now, sorry I'll pass, cause I'm a gun-toting patriot, God-fearing patriot. Bryson, why they mad? Cause I'm really Navy faking it. Free speech advocate, it's on my mind, I'm saying it. I'm about to buy another gun and ain't nobody taking it. Gun-toting patriot, God-fearing patriot. Bryson, why they mad? Cause I'm really Navy faking it. Free speech advocate, it's on my mind, I'm saying it. I'm about to buy another gun and ain't nobody taking it.
President Trump marking 6 months in the White House.
It is my honor to introduce to you the 45th and the 47th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump.
Donald Trump immediately getting to work with a remarkable show of the use of executive power.
We've never seen anything like this. There's 20,000 people cheering for every executive order signed.
President Trump comes in and immediately begins taking action to fix each and every one of these fires that the Democrats started.
It's 6 months delivering on the agenda. This ultimately is promises made, promises kept by the president.
This is a message to the rest of the world. The days of ripping off America and Americans are officially over.
The Trump archives are a series of near impossible feats.
We have the safest, most secure border in the history of this nation.
Border crossings have dropped so much that federal agents now outnumber illegal crossers.
He had a mandate and he's delivering on it. The American economy is better for it.
NASDAQ and S&P both hitting all-time highs.
Gas prices are down. Retail sales are up. $2 trillion in international financial agreement and record tariff revenue.
The USA is on a roll.
Culminating in the signing of the One Big Beautiful Bill on July 4th.
A bill for and by the people.
Thanks to this bill, Trump could resign tomorrow and still point to an enduring legacy.
And he's full steam ahead for America.
This movement that President Trump has started is only getting bigger. It has more energy, more enthusiasm.
What he's going to do is show up and work hard and deliver every day for the American people.
You're watching history, so buckle up, because the next 3.5 years will probably be just as busy.
Donald was the young man who was going to conquer Manhattan.
He takes chances that would make a less daring man shudder.
To think about the arc of where he's been in, it's like some sort of mythical story or something.
This sounds like political presidential talk to me.
Donald Trump seems to always get stronger when challenged.
My God, that guy's got resilience.
Those who deal with you underestimate you and live to regret it.
It's always good to be underestimated. It is not about politics. It's about our love for this great country, America, and we're not going to let it fail. I will fight like no one has ever fought before.
Trump is the bodyguard of Western civilization.
You want to talk about a fighter, a walk through fire? He's an absolute savage.
He knows that this is much bigger than him. This is about the American people. They have no idea what they have unleashed. He was ready to go face the cameras and come out swinging.
What will future Americans say we did in our brief time here on Earth? It will be defined by your vision, your perseverance, and your grit. Nothing will sway us, nothing will slow us, and no one will ever stop us. We are Americans. Ambition is our heritage. Greatness is our birthright, and the future belongs to us.
Hello, everybody. Jimmy, you got to unmute yourself. There you go.
I have unmuted myself. Good evening, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Let's see your comments.
Oh, the chat's already on fire.
Yes. Hello to everybody. I am so thankful everybody is here early and on time, even though I may not be at times.
So I guess we need to let folks know. Yeah, sorry about last week, everybody. We had a massive storm here, a massive lightning storm, a lightning crack so bad that it was the loudest I've ever heard in my life. Sent me back inside the house because normally I like to hang out outside and watch the storms. Sent me back inside the house. And when I got back inside the house, we had no power. And so they said it was like 7 o'clock in the evening when that happened. And we didn't get power till like 2:45 in the morning. But I was without internet until Sunday. And my TV got fried. I thought my surround sound had gotten fried, but it didn't. So I bought a new one, but that was a piece of crap. So I took it back and used my old one anyway. Then the cable came out Sunday, and 2 of the little connections, they were burned out. So I'm like, Jesus, Lord have mercy. So for the past 2 weeks, there's been a big ass tree that fell in the yard. That thing's like this. I mean, this thing's like this big around. So I'm working on that. Then we had last week with the whole having to get a new TV and everything and have to work on top of all this stuff. So it's been a crazy last 2 weeks. So we're glad to be able to be on tonight, but we got some news for y'all this evening that Ruby's going to share that some of y'all might not like at the moment, but we'll have a discussion and see what we can do.
Yes, I am loving the comments. Steen here just said he's waited 2 weeks for this. I am suffering withdrawal.
Well, see, this is the problem, Ruby. Yeah. You've got an announcement to make tonight. I know the announcement.
Yeah.
But our folks are going to be very saddened with this news because we have some dedicated viewers to the Unrelenting Political Corner, which I want to say thank you guys so much for being with us. We've gone every week for a year except last week. Last week was the first week we've missed in a year.
It's true. I mean, yeah, I started this all by myself about a year ago, and then Jimmy hopped on the cancel wagon with me, and he's been here ever since. And we've been streaming for a whole year before the power went out, and I was just like, you know what? I'm also going through a lot, so let's just cancel it. But I was like, I'm gonna have to at least make it tonight to make the announcement because I don't know what's gonna happen from here on out. I have to let everybody know. So yeah, guys,
So yeah, you might as well go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off right now. And then we're going to get into the news blast. We got a shortened news blast tonight. We're going to get into the Obama stuff because that's very, very, very important to know. And I will just say, before Ruby takes over, this is stuff I've known about since 2020. Okay?
Right.
So we'll get into that later. And then we're going to talk about the Epstein stuff, but the Obama stuff is very, very important to discuss. So anyway, go ahead.
So quick announcement. If anybody has noticed, I have wiped everything from my channel. I didn't delete it. I just unlisted all of the videos. I'm just going to go through a whole rebranding and just completely focus on the Unrelenting Political Corner. It's no longer going to be associated with any other communities or content. It's going to be purely political. And that was one of the changes for our name and everything. So if you know, you know. And then the next update is that between the next 2 weeks, I might be moving. I don't know when because it was supposed to happen this week, but it didn't happen. So I don't know. The move is going to happen. And then I also might be getting a job. And it starts in August, one of them at least. And so that's going to change my schedule. And until I can get back into the rhythm of things, having a work schedule, coming back home, depending on if I can continue streaming, we're going to find out. I'm going to try to work around the Unrelenting Political Corner, but I just don't know. So I wanted to give everybody a heads up that the show might be paused. I don't want to like end it because
we're not ending it.
No, not ending it, because I would freak out if I know how you guys feel. Imagine how I feel. Like, I've been doing this for a whole year, being on top of things. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like out of the loop a little bit, because I'm like, I'm not into politics. I'm into this. I'm into you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just all over the place. So we might have to pause it and then come back stronger than ever. That's why I just wiped everything clean. I'm gonna start from the beginning and be like, okay, guys, I'm ready to hit it. Hit it running, and get ready, because the Epstein stuff is not done. That is something that is probably never going to be done. And until we get answers, then I'll let it go. But I'm not going to let it go. So
yeah,
and then you got the Obama stuff, which we're gonna see. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always going to be something to talk about. So we'll
and you have your favorite shows you watch on TV. There's people that watch, that were watching the Hunger Games, or not the Hunger Games, the Game of Thrones. What's that other show that a lot of ladies watch? The dystopian women. Oh God, what is it called? God, what's that show called?
What is it about?
Handmaid's Tale. Okay.
I've been compared to that.
All right. So whenever you're watching your favorite show, or like Carissa watches Survivor, there's always a time where they have to like end their season and take a break, and then they come back. So that's probably where we're kind of headed. Just, I'll keep you guys notified on my Facebook page. I know Ruby will keep everybody notified, but so it's going to be a little wonky the next couple of weeks, month, or whatever. But we're not going anywhere. And if you want to watch our shows that Ruby's taken off of her page, they are on my YouTube channel under the live section. So you can go back and catch up stuff there too.
Yes. It's going to be like season 1 was what you experienced. Now you're going to have to wait for season 2. And the anticipation is going to build, and it's going to get real. So anyways, that's just the update. And then, we didn't stream last Tuesday, so a lot of things already happened that we're not going to have enough time to get into it. But I do want to do the important ones. So I know Jimmy has a few important things he wants to bring up. And then the Obama bombshell just blew up on the internet the other night. I saw it. And I know you're going to have something to say about it. Everybody wants to know what Jimmy's going to say about this. And
Let's just go ahead.
I'm going to push back on it respectfully.
That's fine.
With the Epstein stuff, it really threw me for a loop. Like, I'm sick. And it's not because I'm like mad or anything. I'm just like sick and tired of this already. Like, I feel politically homeless right now because of the Epstein stuff. Like, that's
do you see the smile? Do you see me stressing out and freaking out? I've been waiting on this stuff for 5 years to hit the public. 5 years.
All right, all right. You tell me, Jimmy. I'm gonna let you take it. Now, are you ready for your intro?
Yeah, let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of the news blast. We're not gonna. I have to be off by 12 tonight. I think Ruby said she was gonna keep it short tonight too. After that 5-hour episode we did 2 weeks ago. Wow. But so I got a short news blast. Enoch, well, go ahead and play the intro, and we'll get into the news blast, and then we'll move into the other stuff.
All right, here goes Jimmy's intro. I think this is the new one. I don't know. So we're going to be pleasantly surprised, or? Because I can't remember. I do so much editing, and I can't remember whether or not I uploaded it. So, all right, here
we are flying by the seat of our pants tonight, folks.
Welcome everyone to the news segment brought to you by the UPC, where the political pulse never seems to rest. Our trusted anchor is ready to break down the latest developments shaping the nation. Reporting live from North Carolina, welcome Jimmy Bell.
Okay, I love it. That was awesome. The UPC. I like that. Oh, that was awesome. Good job. Are you okay?
I did that. Like,
I can't hear you.
Before.
I couldn't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. What'd you say?
Oh my God. I'm tearing right now because I didn't hear that before I did this. I didn't even know like I uploaded it. So I just
Well, it was good. I liked it. Okay, so all right, so let's get into the news blast. For those that know, I get this information from Enoch's News Blast over on Telegram. Enoch has been doing like campouts, MAGA-palooza campouts across the nation for the past month or so. So he went on one last week. So there was no updates after Monday of last week. So the only thing I did is I pulled Monday of last week, I pulled the weekend last weekend, and then the Friday. So you're going to hear some things that, you know, we already know about, but I just wanted to recap it, and then we're going to get into the other stuff. So, all right, so let's go back to Friday. Oh my God, I don't even know what the date was. The 11th? I don't know. July has freaking flown by.
It did.
So, all right. More than 1,000 people laid off at the U.S. State Department. And I think there were more people that were laid off yesterday. There were some more people laid off yesterday. And I know there's a lot of people getting in their feelings and be like, oh, these poor people are getting laid off and blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, you know, Trump did say he was going to reduce the size of the federal government. So by laying these folks off and getting rid of them, that's part of fulfilling that promise of reducing the size of the federal government. The other thing for all those folks that want to cry about these people getting laid off, did you guys say anything when the XL pipeline was shut down? Did you say anything when people lost their jobs because they wouldn't get the Fauci ouchie? You know, folks didn't say anything about that. Matter of fact, Biden said, oh, well, I guess they need to learn to code. So I'm at the point right now to where I have zero tolerance for selective outrage.
Oh yeah, and then they were telling us to learn how to code, right? But then now 15, 20 years later, AI is going to be taking all of those jobs anyways. So everybody was learning how to code for what? If AI is going to be making stuff up for you, what sense does it make?
Yeah, it just frustrates me that all these people that, you know, I don't want to say the word, but we all know what I'm talking about. But they get all upset about, oh, these people lost their job, but you didn't say a damn word about the folks that lost their jobs because of the Fauci ouchie.
And I just got a friendly reminder from my audience about when Biden shut down the pipeline.
Yeah.
A bunch of people lost their jobs and even committed suicide.
Yeah. Yeah. So might want to keep the selective outrage in check, folks. Just saying. All right. Trump surveys the Texas flood devastation.
Yep.
We did talk about that last time on our last show.
Right.
FBI's Dan Bongino stays home for work amid clash over the Jeffrey Epstein probe, which that's been resolved since then. The whole Dan Bongino stuff's been resolved. We'll talk about that more later. Arizona patient dies in emergency room from the plague.
I don't know what that is.
I didn't hear about that. But the only thing that I can think of is they're starting to try to push this whole, there's another virus or there's another sickness or something else is coming.
The only plagues is coming from the southern border. That's it. That's where it's coming from, honestly. So if there really is one, that's where it's coming from.
Hey, I won't disagree with that. Trump grants total authorization to ICE agents to protect themselves. And I do know that there's some people that are all upset about, ICE wearing their masks or whatever. But do you actually know what these ICE agents and their families have been going through?
Oh,
they have been attacked. They have been they've been doxxed. There's people that have been shot at. I mean,
they were throwing rocks at them. I saw a video where they were throwing rocks at the cars and breaking the windows. But isn't that isn't that a crime? Aren't they agents? Like, if you attack or try to harm an agent, aren't they agents, federal agents?
Yeah.
So what's going on? Like why did Trump have to say, "Oh, after I saw that video of them throwing things at the agents, that they should stop right there and arrest them right there and then"? Like, I thought that was already a thing.
Well, I think one thing is and this is just me speculating. This is just me thinking. Maybe Trump didn't want to come out in the beginning and say something like that, because then the media would have said, "Oh, look, Trump is being a dictator and giving these broad powers to the ICE agents." Okay. They would have said that. So we've seen some stuff happen and these ICE agents get attacked. And now Trump's like, "Okay, all right, y'all see what's going on here? I'm going to give ICE now total authorization to protect themselves." Now the media can't come in and say, "Oh, he's being a dictator in this regard." See what I'm saying?
But I thought they already have the authority to do that. That's where I'm confused. It's like, aren't they already a type of law enforcement where they already have the means to do so? Like if you're even the regular police, if you obstruct, if you resist, or whatever the case may be, you already know you're going to jail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, why is this a thing?
I would have to find out what the rules of engagement are for the ICE agents.
Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the rules of engagement were. So,
all right.
So, all right. Texas Trump threat suspect arrested after allegedly writing "I won't miss" in social media post. So apparently there was somebody else that said that he was going to take out Trump and that he would not miss. That story came and went. So
I'm sick and tired of these people already. I'm sick. You see what I'm saying, Jimmy? I'm sick and tired of it.
I know.
It's like kindergarten. It's like, that's such a childish threat. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's old and used. It's just it's outdated already. Like, come on. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, they're actually running out of ammo right now, so they're just trying to rehash everything that they've done before, because in some sense it's worked before, but it's not working now because people are awake to this bullshit.
Exactly. And you know what? I also think that people keep saying this to try and also validate the very first attempt, which, well, not the first, but the attempt in Butler, which, in my opinion, that was staged. So it's
what I tell you that night it happened.
I believe you now. A few months later and a few scares later, I believe that now, because I don't believe that was real anymore. So when people say this, like, "Oh, I won't miss this time," it's like, come on, the first time was fake. So what do you know? It's like an empty threat.
We know more about the CEO and the head of HR at the Coldplay concert than we know about the shooter at Butler.
Yeah.
What does that tell you right there?
Same thing with the Epstein stuff. We know more about the couple on the big screen than anybody on the so-called list that Trump is calling a hoax all of a sudden now. But we're going to get into that later.
Yeah, we're going to get into that. All right. Statement from chairman of the board of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, William J. Poult, on reports that Jerome Powell is considered resigning. That would be the head of the Fed chair, which I really do believe that this dude's going to resign soon. So, and that has to do, well, if you've been watching us a while, you know I've talked about parallel economies, and there's a whole reason for that. There's a whole reason for that happening. Court throws out plea deal for 9/11 mastermind Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. U.S. sanctions Cuban president. Regime-controlled luxury hotels. I don't know what happened there. They sanctioned the Cuban president. I didn't know about that. Okay. S&P 500 and NASDAQ Composite pull back from their all-time highs. Remember, that was a week and a half ago, but they are now hitting all-time highs again. Colombia arrests alleged leader of Italian mafia in Latin America. All right, that was Friday of not last week, but the week before. All right, let's go into the weekend of, not this past weekend, but the weekend before that. ICE CBP arrests at least 361 illegal aliens during a marijuana grow site operation.
Oh, do you know what state that was in?
That was in California.
Okay. Is that the same story where like half of them were minors?
I don't know if it was half of them. Excuse me.
Or a lot of them. Like there was.
But there were a majority. There was like, and they were at least 14. So, and I know there's been some arguments made that, you know, well, they should be able to have a worker's permit at 14 years old to work in there. So I haven't paid too much attention to that story. Just, you know, but.
Okay, so that's something if you're interested in looking that up, because I did see a headline that said a lot of them were unaccompanied minors.
Yes, there was that. So
okay.
I don't know how many. I know the age was at least 14, but
yeah, right.
and then apparently somebody died during the raid. But from what I heard, this dude got on top of a roof or something and was trying to flee from ICE, and he fell off. I don't know the whole story, but it's out there if you guys want to check it out. All right. So yeah, I missed this. There was another line to this story. ICE CBP arrests at least 361 illegal aliens during marijuana grow site operation. Rescue at least 14 children.
Okay, you see how different people report this differently. I saw one that said unaccompanied minors. Other people saying just minors, just illegal minors, and then now rescue. So I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Cameroon's president seeks an 8th term at the age of 92.
Wow.
Okay. President Trump attends FIFA Club World Cup finale at MetLife Stadium. So apparently they got the soccer thing going on. I don't know if that's still going on. I don't know. I don't pay attention to soccer. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem says Trump wants FEMA remade, not dismantled. So I believe
they say that about everything. Oh, we need reform. I don't believe in that. I believe in total abolition, but it is what it is.
Well, you know, FEMA, if done right, FEMA could be a huge asset to the nation.
But you could say that to a lot of things, like the same.
I mean, if it's done right,
almost everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just believe in states, like the states.
It could be left to the states. Yeah, I agree. It could be left to the states. The states take care of their people.
Exactly. And just like my governor could send help to another governor with the National Guard or whatever, it should be like that. Like our state's resources to help another state's resources, and you know, just handle it like that. With one
I can get behind that.
Okay, Jimmy, really quickly. Linda in the chat says to me, Ruby, your government wants to put minors to work, even doing overnight shifts. So what's the problem? Well, number one, minors are not legally supposed to be working overnight, even if you're a citizen. You're only supposed to work a 4-hour shift no matter what job you get. And 14 is the youngest that you can work. But on top of that, these minors are not even citizens. To the best of my knowledge right now, I don't think they're citizens. So
yeah, they're not.
They're not. So that's even worse. Even if they were citizens and they were working overnight, that's still a problem. Like, you're not supposed to be having a child work overnight. Only 4-hour shifts and like 3 days a week, something like that. And those are the laws in pretty much every state. So that's what makes the story even worse.
Yeah.
There is a problem. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Donald Trump. And we're going to get into this more. Trump admin faces growing backlash over Epstein files. Donald Trump defends Pam Bondi over the Jeffrey Epstein files. Trump says he spoke to FBI's Bongino amid Epstein uproar. All right, so there was 3 back-to-back on that one.
Yeah.
We will get into that.
Yes, because that exploded about a week ago.
Yeah, that was last weekend.
Yeah. So we're going to get into that. Go ahead.
Senate reports highlights resources denied for Trump events in 2024. Wonder what resources were denied. Ooh, I think it had something to do with the Secret Service protection. Don't quote me on that, please. But anyway, 3 dead, including gunmen in Kentucky shootings at church and airport. Did not hear about that. Bitcoin hits new high above 120,000 as U.S. lawmakers begin crypto week. Still wish I knew more about crypto. Over 30 killed in clashes in Syrian city. And I don't know if Israel had anything to do with that. I heard something that they might have been involved. I'm not sure. This is why I'm telling you, folks, go look this stuff up on your own to get verification. Biden didn't individually approve each name for the categorical pardons list. So that is huge that he didn't go through each name. There's more on that with the whole auto pin and who was behind that. Okay, so that was the weekend. Any comments on just that other than the Epstein stuff?
No, just some comments about the working. Fighter Up Shoe said red states are lowering the working age. Look it up. They have migrant children working in meat packing plants. All right. Steam says not allowed to leave school here till 17 unless parents have permission or a job. All right. So yeah, I mean, that varies by states, but generally those are the laws. So, I mean, I said what I said. Anyways.
Yeah.
All right. So do you have any other
Yeah, I got Monday of last week. That would be the last one that he posted.
All right.
All right, so Monday, July 14th, House releases interior EPA spending bill with deep cuts. Supreme Court allows Trump to lay off nearly 1,400 Education Department employees.
Yeah.
And I had backlash this week on my Facebook page with some folks talking about the Department of Education and that we need it and it's good and blah. No, the hell it's not. Let's look at some stats, okay? It started in 1979. In 1978, the United States was #1 in education for our children. We are now, 40-some years later, 24 to 28. So if the Department of Education was set up to make our children smarter, has it worked? Just in that regard, no, it has not. Our children are dumber now than they were before this started. Think I'm lying? Go ask your kid a question about history. Or,
all right.
You know, that's how I get rid of the Department of Education.
So just out of curiosity, do you know which is like the #1 now?
Did I?
I tried to look it up for pretty quickly.
I want to say it was somewhere in Europe, like either Finland or somewhere.
Okay.
I think it's somewhere in Europe.
Okay, one article says that Iceland leads the world education. And then according to the 2025 education report by the GIU, countries like the United States, United Kingdom, China, Switzerland, and Singapore. So I guess there's like different lists depending on different criteria.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So, yeah, Department of Education needs to go. 2 killed when cars swept away in flash flooding in New Jersey. I still don't understand why people continually drive whenever there's a flash flood. It just boggles my mind.
Because we are free, Jimmy. That's why.
Well, I know. I guess. Well, hey, you know, you want to drive through a flash flood? Go right ahead. You're gonna reap the consequences.
Yes.
Common sense. People lack common sense.
Yeah.
NVIDIA says it will restart H2O artificial intelligence chip sales to China. Ugh. That's one area that we haven't really discussed too much. So maybe in season 2, we can maybe we can talk more about that stuff. Attorney General Pam Bondi fires top Justice Department ethics official. I did see that. That was good. 9 dead, 1 in critical condition after fire at Massachusetts assisted living facility. That's sad. WHO urges rollout of first long-acting HIV prevention jab.
Wow. That's weird, right? So they have a shot to prevent something that they already made to begin with.
Exactly. Yeah, they created HIV. Well, not specifically maybe the WHO, but they were involved. That's just a long-acting HIV prevention. Who in their right mind would take another jab right now?
Yeah,
anyway.
a lot of
Anyway.
You know what? Unfortunately, a lot of people still believe that is what either saved them or it helped them or whatever the case may be. I will never understand it, but
I honestly just shake my head in that regard. I can't do anything else. I mean, because
I guess so. Yeah.
let me just let me move on.
Yes.
All right. DOJ urges Supreme Court to turn away Epstein's accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell's appeal. Bitcoin price sets record, surges past 120,000. Democrat seize on Epstein files drama with new transparency calls. Okay, let me repeat that one because we're going to bring it up later. Democrats seize on Epstein file drama with new transparency calls.
Yeah, I don't believe in none of it.
Put that in the back of your head.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Andrew Cuomo will stay in the New York City mayoral race. So
he's running. Did he announce?
Apparently so. And I've been hearing that they actually want it to be one-on-one and not like they don't want Cuomo in there because they feel like that's going to give it to that Zohar Mamdani dude. But hey, we'll see how it goes. And if New York puts the Zohar Mamdani in, I would say get out of New York City because go look at London, and that's what New York's going to end up being like.
Did you ever find out if they were going to use that 1950 something commie bill or whatever, commie act to prevent Mamdani from running? Did you ever find out about it?
No, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
There was a commie act?
Well, yeah, it was like what, 1950 something. It was like a anti-communist act of something so that people like Mamdani can't run. Like they would deport you or something like that.
All right, so I'm writing it down to look that up.
Yeah. I forgot too. I literally just remembered right now.
So, All right, so that is the news I have from Enoch. That's all we have. So we are done with that part of the segment of the show.
Okay, really quickly before we move on to the next part of the show, when I made the post on YouTube that we were gonna cancel last week's show, I included a sentence in there that said, in the meantime, if you guys have anything that you want to send me or look over or just keep on top of the news, because I don't watch the news. So if you have something you want to bring up, just let me know, right? So one of the comments on there said,
I saw that tonight. I saw that one tonight. Go ahead.
Yeah. So one of the comments, really quickly, I just wanted to address it, said, oh, you have a political show and you don't even watch the news? And I respectfully replied and said, no, like if you know me, if you have been watching this show long enough, you know that I don't watch the news. I don't even own a TV. I get my news directly from X or from, independent journalists who post it on X. Like people nowadays, we are the news. People are the news. Like, we don't go to huge networks anymore. That's dead.
Nope.
And that's been dead for me 2016 when Trump ran and became president. He opened my eyes to the fake news.
What did you just say about who's the news?
Us, regular people. When we post, when we share, when we communicate, when we talk. And this is why I do the show in this format. Like, it's not just me monologuing and just telling people information. It's a conversation where I'm asking Jimmy, hey, did you hear about this? Or educate me on this. That's how the news gets spread and how you share. That's news for me, in my opinion. I'm not going to go to some multi-millionaire on a TV screen who's all dolled up and she's paid or he's paid to say what they're saying, the narrative that they're putting. I no longer subscribe to networks. And even a step further, because when Tucker Carlson made his own show, I was watching it in the beginning a little bit, but after I found out his connections to the CIA and all of that, I'm done with Tucker. And even if I did trust him, and I trust him a little bit, but I mean, the majority of that trust is gone after I found that out. Yeah. And Alex Jones is another one. Or Joe Rogan, or Tim Pool, or any other political commentator of the Daily Wire, Candace Owens. I'm pretty much done with all of them after these few years. So I don't even listen to independent YouTubers anymore. I literally just go on X, I see what's trending, I watch a couple clips, and I read the comments, because you get more information in the comments than anywhere else. You get the most unbiased or the most biased opinion, and I form my own opinion about it. Then I go to the internet to do research.
It's funny that you said that, we're the news, because that's something, if you've been a longtime follower of me on Facebook, in my old accounts, I wish I could go back and pull them up, but I can't. But I've been saying that since 2020. We are the news now.
Yeah,
we are the news. Mm-hmm. And these folks that the mainstream media, they get their 4 a.m. talking points. They have an agenda to push. And we're going to be talking about that, especially when it comes to the Obama stuff. What impact did the media play in pushing that stuff? What impact did the media play? Matter of fact, since we're on this, go to my Facebook page.
Okay.
Since we're on this topic.
Mm-hmm. I got your Facebook page.
All right, scroll down. Yes, and I changed my heading again.
I know. You always change yours. I'm like, I can't believe how many times you do that.
There's a reason why. There's a reason why I do it. So.
Okay, so this one says, remember your mission. It's time.
Yes.
You always post like these cryptic stuff like this, and it makes me chuckle every single time, because it's like I hear your voice, and I know your stances on most things. So I'm like, oh my God, here goes Jimmy with the cryptic.
Yep. I've been doing it for a while. All right, so scroll on down, and just keep. What is that? I didn't even post that.
That's Obama.
Yeah, go keep going. There's a guy that has a goatee. Keep going.
All right.
Not him. Not her. We're gonna play those two later.
Okay. Is it
Keep
this guy?
going. No, that's Glenn Beck.
Okay.
Not that one. That's Michael Jackson. That might be a good one to play later. Not him. We're getting close. That guy.
Okay, this guy.
Listen to this. They lied about Biden's cancer. They lied about Joe Biden's dementia. They lied about the Russian collusion. They lied about Jeffrey Epstein. They lied about the Hunter Biden's laptop. They lied about COVID. They lied about the vaccine. They lied about the 2020 election. They lied about January 6th. They lied about the Nord Stream pipeline. They lied about the Inflation Reduction Act. They lied about Kamala Harris's poll numbers. Like, what? And they lied about the wide open southern border. So why the fuck would anybody trust them ever again? But remember, Trump's the bad guy. Listen to this.
So there you go. So that's why we don't listen to the mainstream media, because they've lied about everything. And if you're still listening to the mainstream media and still buying into what they're saying, I really don't know what to tell you folks. I really don't.
Yeah, and if I do read a mainstream article, I'm reading it. I'm not listening to it. I'm not watching it, because that's where their hypnosis. And okay, so this is just my little conspiracy. When you're watching something on TV or when it's being told to you, like the way they do it, I feel like that's a form of indoctrination, because you're
absolutely
from their mouth, their narrative, their interpretation, their everything. You're not forming any of your own opinions when you're just sitting there and you're listening.
Exactly.
Like, sitting there and listening is good for documentaries when you're learning something, like a historical thing, like World War II documentary. That's good for that, because you're learning something. But not when you're trying to relay news or get news. I'm not watching it anymore. I'm reading it, because I'm reading in between the lines, and I'm reading through the writers. Even in the writing, they try to indoctrinate you.
Yeah.
But for me, it's easier to pick up on it if I'm reading rather than just listening and just watching, because I'm just sitting there like, okay, this girl she's at it again. You could already sense it so much faster now that I'm just turned off by it. So I don't get my news that way. I just get it through other ways.
Yeah, I don't either. And now there are times when I may have a lot of wind chill time, and I may turn over to Fox News on my radio or even CNN just to hear what they're saying. And I'm listening to it, I'm like, yeah, that's bull crap. That's bull crap. So and I know, I have my sources that I use, and as of right now, I trust the sources I use, because and you may not like the sources that I use. You may say something about them or whatever. They're controlled opposition, but so far I feel pretty confident with the sources I use. Now,
I'm glad you said that, because I recently lost trust in the sources that I usually go to. And that's a problem.
See, that has happened. There are people, I used to like Mark Levin, but then when I started listening to him, pushing war this, war that, I'm like, why would you do? So I quit listening to him. Glenn Beck. I loved Glenn Beck back in 2008 because he talked about, that's where I learned a lot about Obama back in 2008. Yeah. So, but I kind of quit listening to him. There will be every now and again, I'll hear something that he says that I'm like, okay, he's all right. He's making some points here. Okay, this is pretty decent. But I don't listen to a lot of like Candace Owens. No, I used to.
And that was really recent for me. Like I am like disheveled. Like I really loved Candace.
Yeah.
But her most recent interview with Nick Fuentes, it turned me off so bad. I don't know how I'm going to recover.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, Ruby. What you and I are doing has been a good service for a lot of people that watch the show. I've had people send me messages saying, hey, Jimmy, really appreciate what you and Ruby are doing because it's actually helping me to become a more informed citizen of the United States and causing me to do my own research.
Right.
And there are millions of people like Ruby and I out there putting out true information.
Yeah.
There's millions, and not just here in the United States. Go look. Sky News in Australia is really good. I like them. They call it like it is.
Ah, you see, that's the next step for me. I think I need to broaden my horizons when it comes to other countries reporting on us and see how they talk about us. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah. So when I started this campaign of being a digital soldier back in 2020, I vetted the sources that I currently use right now. And I still stick with them because they haven't let me down yet. And with this news with Obama this week, I'm like,
yeah, we're gonna get into that.
Yeah, what did somebody say? Jimmy's been saying this for a while and it's finally coming out. Something like that in one of my comments on my Facebook page.
Yeah.
But,
and the last point too is that my husband used to tell me, because for a while I used to, once I moved from one stance, let's say like pro-choice to pro-life, I would unfollow all the pro-choicers, all the commentators that were promoting that, and I would unfollow and I wouldn't watch ever again, right? But then my husband told me, you should continue watching the other side, no matter if you disagree with them. And I used to be like, oh, I don't need to hear what they got to say because I disagree with them anyway. So I used to be closed off like that. But then I realized, yeah, sometimes you do need to listen to the other side because you need to know how they are talking about your side and how your side talks about them. Like you need to see from both sides.
Yeah, I agree. You have to look at. My wife just got home. You have to look at both sides of things, and I do that.
Yeah,
and that's where I pick things apart with what they say. I'm like, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. You know, I'll have a good debate with somebody about stuff. Yeah, she's fine. She had to work late tonight. She's okay. She'll go inside the house.
All right. So I think we're ready to move into the conspiracy convo.
Yeah, let me go say hey to her. Let me go say hey to her real quick.
Yes, and then you can come back. I'll go to the comment section.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, let's get into it. Guys, so I'm gonna wait for Jimmy to come back on camera and then I'll bring him back on stage. In the meantime, let me know what's going on in the comments. Hi to Beverly, Thrifty, Jane, Dallas, Jesse Gonzalez said Obama got betrayal pregnant. Oh my God, here we go. It's about to get messy. Fighter of Truth, welcome. All right, there goes Jimmy.
What was that one thing about who got who pregnant?
Yep.
What did I hear?
And Obama got betrayal pregnant. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. And I think he got the wrong conspiracy for tonight because I don't think that's the conspiracy.
What the hell? Okay. All right. Anyway. All right.
Okay. So which one you want to do first? Because I don't know too much about either one of them. I didn't plan nothing for tonight.
Okay, so let's go ahead. Now, I did tell you guys I listen to Glenn Beck a lot in the beginning. I hadn't listened to him too much here lately. But he did do a really good analyzation of the Epstein stuff. It's on my Facebook page. it's 14 minutes long,
All right.
but it's kind of good.
Where is it?
Yeah, before we, go on down.
Just so I can have it.
Because what I was doing is I was looking for somebody to kind of explain what was going on now, and he was the best one that I found so far. So, but yeah, we'll play it in a second. Oh wait, go back up. I think we passed it.
Did it really keep going up? This video declassified?
No. Keep going. Yeah, it's up. Because I just put it up not too long ago. That's not it. That's the Michael Jackson one. Okay, it'll be that one right there. Go back. It'll be that one in a second. So we'll play that in a second. Don't start that yet.
Okay.
So I know a lot of people are frustrated with the Epstein files. I get that. I am too. And I said 2 weeks ago that there were two sides of me. Two sides. There's the emotional side, and then there's the analytical side. The emotional side of me was like, oh my God, freaking release the files.
Right.
Okay. Then the analytical side of me took over, and I'm like, okay, what have I learned over the last 5 years? When something pops off, there's usually a reason why. Let me find out what those reasons are. It's like, of course, J6, when that happened, first off, I was there. I saw it personally, and I saw all the bull crap that people were saying about it. But the media jumped on it, and I'm like, yeah, they're wrong. So the analytical side of me was thinking, okay, there's got to be something more to this. There's a reason why this is taking place. One of the reasons that I came up with was it's exposing a lot of the fake MAGA, fake influencers, a lot of the big influencers out there. It's exposing them. That was one thing that I came up with. The other thing I came up with was I think this was a trap for the deep state. And I really do believe that. And the reason I say that is because of a comment you just made a second ago, Ruby, where Trump said, oh, this is a Democratic hoax.
Oh, I actually had a clip that I wanted to play of Trump saying that.
Okay, go ahead and play that.
Yeah, because that was very interesting.
And then I'll explain it in a little bit more.
Okay.
No, she's given us just a very quick briefing, and in terms of the credibility of the different things that they've seen. And I would say that, these files were made up by Comey, they were made up by Obama, they were made up by the Biden we went through years of that with the Russia hoax, with all of the different things that we had to go through. We've gone through years of it, but she's handled it very well, and it's going to be up to her. Whatever she thinks is credible, she should release. Yeah.
Okay. So we heard what he said.
Mm-hmm.
What have we learned about the way Trump speaks and when he says stuff? When he said, oh, there's fake news, everybody criticized him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Found out he was right. There's fake news out there. When he talked about, hey, they're spying on my campaign, there was an interview he did with Leslie Stahl from 60 Minutes. I think I put that up on my Facebook page too. But we'll play that when we get into the Obama thing. But he said, yeah, they spied on my campaign. Well, he's been right about that. He said that, oh, word has it, the hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin, or especially HCQ, had good effects against COVID. He's been proven right about that too. So when he says stuff, there's a reason why he says stuff. Now, Glenn Beck's going to talk about it a little bit more, but my question is, going back to the news blast where I told everybody to put this in the back of their head. Let me find it again. Let me find it again and read it again. Democrats seize on Epstein files drama with new transparency calls. Where the hell were they the last 4 years? Why didn't they say anything about Epstein files the last 4 years? They did nothing.
Okay. But don't you think it's a bit of a stretch to say that it's a Democratic hoax?
I do not. And the reason why is because what you're going to see with the whole thing with the Russian collusion hoax, and after Glenn Beck explains it, these files, I believe that there's the real files and there's that the military may have. I do believe that because the military supersedes the DOJ and the FBI. So I believe the military has the real files. These files that Trump is referring to, these Democrats and rhinos have had plenty of time to doctor the evidence and the files. So Trump comes out and says what he said. Hey, these files were made up by Obama and whoever else, he said. As his track record, he's probably right. It probably got manipulated. And that's why the Democrats are seizing on the opportunity. Yes, go ahead and release these files. We want to see them. Are they?
I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, are they asking for the files that they manipulated to be released?
Okay, so what would you say to a comment like this? That Trump is saying that it's a hoax. Maybe what you said is true, maybe it's not true. But he's saying it because his name is listed and therefore he doesn't want people to think or to believe that when the files do drop and his name is listed there, that he indeed wasn't really a part of it, even though his name is there. Like if he's trying to save himself.
All right. I've heard that argument many, many times. And here's my 2 points to that. It's very possible. There's now 3 points now. It's very possible that if the files were manipulated, because there's two sets, I believe there's two sets.
Okay.
Let's say the manipulated set has Trump's name on it, and then they put that out. Oh, the media will run with that.
Yeah.
Okay. What if he's not on the original ones? Because he never went to the island, and he's the one that helped the FBI, take down and cooperated with the investigation of Epstein back in 2008, 2009. So I don't believe he's on those files. Now, the third thing is, this is what I've always told everybody. If there's irrefutable evidence that Trump was involved in all this stuff that happened on Epstein Island or at the ranch or at the New York mansion, then he needs to be held accountable too.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that. But because we know how the deep state operates, we know how the media operates, they like to, muddy up the waters. How do we know that these files that the Democrats want released are the real ones?
Yeah.
And if they were to release those, okay, then the media goes all crazy. Oh, Trump's this, Trump's that, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, we have the real files come out through the grand jury investigations that will shut them down completely. Because they're like, here's the real evidence. What they presented to you, they lied about that.
I mean, that's another problem. So.
And we're going to, and the reason I feel so strongly about that is because of the situation with Obama and what we're learning about that. But we'll get into that. So that's my response to folks that say, oh, Trump's just trying to hide it because he's on there. I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Okay. I mean, the last point that I would always stick with is that if he was trying to save himself from releasing it, or even if his name is there, then why didn't the Democrats use that when he was running?
There's that too.
The only thing that would save me from like not believing that he's really on there, because the Democrats would, in my opinion, they would do anything in their power not to get him elected, and that would have been a great card to use, but they didn't use it. So
they've used everything. They used the Russian collusion crap, the impeachments, the oh, he raped a lady at a Bergdahl department store. Then they went and indicted him on 34 felonies, which that's been from what I'm hearing, that's been reversed, and he's getting money from that. All these things that they said in the media about him, and he's suing and winning against all these mainstream media outlets. He's getting millions of dollars from them because it's been proven that they lied, and they tried to have him assassinated.
Well, yeah.
So,
really quickly though, the Russian hoax, I kind of felt like we already knew that was fake, but now some documents have come forward that Tulsi posted. I don't know where she posted. It was somewhere on X. Can you explain a little bit about what that is?
We are going to get into that. We're going to get into that. Yeah, because I really want to dive into that.
Yeah.
You know, so folks can understand what's going on there. But before we do that, let's look and see what Glenn Beck has to say about the Epstein situation.
All right.
And like I said, it's 14 minutes, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
All right.
So let's start it again at the beginning, because you're not hearing this anybody in the mainstream. Barack Obama is president 2016. Hillary Clinton is expected.
Stop. That's the wrong one.
Wrong one.
Let me, oh God, where did I post that? Oh crap, because it's really good too. I could have swore I posted it. I don't think I
book page. So if it's not,
let me jump off of here real quick. Let me go find that because it's really, really good. Give me a second. Talks amongst yourselves. I'll be back in just a second. Let me go find that.
All right. So we're going to wait until Jimmy comes back with the clip. And let's see your comments. Enter the comment section now. All right. Let's see. Fighter of Truth says Trump still is creepy. How he talks about Ivanka. Gross. I've heard him on Howard Stern. I remember that clip. And whoops. The heck. Sorry, had a minor glitch. That still boggles me. So that's a good point, Fighter. Let's see. Oh, this comment, Thrifty, that the footage was not the original footage. That's concerning. And that there was like a minute missing, and they try to make an excuse like, oh yeah, there was a minute missing, and we're trying to get all those, files back and yada yada. I don't believe anything. Okay, I got the link now. I got it from Jimmy. So he should be coming back right now. Back, Jimmy. Hit the. Oh, I gotta put the link, I think. All right, hold on. I gotta get him the link. There you go. There he goes. Okay, Jimmy, got you.
Okay, so I sent it to your Facebook Messenger.
Okay, I got it. All right.
Yeah, this is it.
I want to just take you through the possibilities that I think could be happening here. The possibilities, possibility number one, and this is what the left is saying, and some people now on his team are saying. He's in the report. With 15-year-olds? Really? Do you actually believe that? I mean, let's be honest. 20 years ago, if, this was like, hey, he was on an island with 25-year-old models, I would be going, probably, okay? 15, 16-year-olds, that's not Donald Trump. It's not Donald Trump. I don't believe that. Do you? I say that's no way that's true. Second theory, his friends, his donors, and the power GOP are in it. Okay, first of all, if the power GOP were in that, I'm not sure. If the power GOP were in that, also the power DNC would be in it, and he'd be all for destroying both of those. Okay? It makes no sense. Unless you want to say, well, he wants to use this, and I'll get to that here in a second. But let's just say he's only doing it because his friends, his donors, or the power GOP are in it. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Listen to theory 3. I don't think that's true. There's no way. Let me ask you, except for the Supreme Court Justice Kavanaugh, when was the last time, and Kavanaugh is different because he didn't do anything. When have you seen anybody in the administration that actually did something wrong that Donald Trump, when the heat got on them, he didn't just go, yeah, see, you got to take care of that. You're on your own on that. Okay. He's not going to take the heat for his friends if they did something wrong. Think about that, just that. His friends or donors or the power GOP are in it. Do you think he'd flush down half of the MAGA movement for friends or power brokers? Never. Never. The man knows where his power comes from, and it's from his base. No way. Don't believe it. Now, 3 is a possibility. I don't believe it, but it's a possibility. And that is that 2 is kind of true. Friends, donors, power, GOP. And he's using the information. For instance, let's say Jeffrey Epstein was a Mossad agent. I could see Donald Trump, who does not want regime change in Iran, thinking that would be bad for the country and the world. Bibi, Benny, can I call you that? Your boy here was a Mossad agent. Now, yes, the CIA was involved, so it's going to be bad for both of us, but probably worse for you. So I'm going to keep this under wraps, but what you're going to do is not have regime change in Iran. If the president saw something that he felt was accomplished that would be very, very good by saying, I'm going to sit on that, I think he might do it. I think he might do it. But I don't think that's what happened. I don't. Because of today's letter. Okay? I'm going to get to that now. The fourth theory is what the president is trying to say, there's nothing here. Now, this one I can believe if it's presented this way. It's had 1,000 fingerprints on it. The chain of custody is ridiculous. We don't know what's real and what's not. It has been sitting around desks and in the hands of lefties, righties, power brokers, people who are guilty, people who are innocent. We don't know the chain of custody of this thing. We can't prove anything. Thus, there's nothing in there. There's nothing we can prove. Move on. That I could believe. That one I could believe. But it doesn't explain today's letter. Laura Trump said something earlier this week. She said, I just want to tell you there's more information that's going to come out. Okay. That's when I thought, okay, idea number 4. That's true. There's nothing there because it's got 1,000 fingerprints on it, and there's nothing you can prove because I don't believe 1, 2, or 3. I don't. Doesn't make sense to me. And then he came out with this. Now, it could be that he is so frustrated because the guy has accomplished miracles in 6 months. The guy should have yet another Nobel Prize, and this one earned. He should have that from some of the stuff that he's done. He's accomplished amazing things. And I could see myself really tired, really burned out, working 24 hours a day, flying all over the world. Could you keep his schedule? I'm not trying to make excuses for him. I just want to present a fair look. Could you keep his schedule? I know if I have a schedule half that way, I get testy. So that could explain this. It could explain him going, can you knock it off? Look what we're doing. There's nothing there. That works. But this bothers me. All of this part, we're one team, MAGA, talk of the world, selfish people are trying to hurt it over a guy who never dies. Why are we giving? Okay, it's Epstein over and over again. That theory works. To me, what I just said to you, okay, he's tired. He's grumpy. He wants people to pay attention to the things that are important because there's nothing in it. Theory number 4. Until you get here, why are we giving publicity to files written by Obama, crooked Hillary, Comey, Brennan, and the losers and criminals, the Biden administration, who conned the world with the Russia, 51 intelligence agent, the laptop from hell, and more? They created the Epstein files, just like they created the fake Hillary Clinton Steele dossier that they used on me, and now my so-called friends are playing right into their hand.
Let me guess. You're thinking about going to therapy. And as a therapist myself, of course I'm going to idea.
Is that it? Oh, okay.
The next line is the key. If there was something in there, why didn't they use it against me before? They could have easily done it and controlled exactly how it was done, could have tubed the last election that fast.
Yep.
That fast. Can I give you theory 5? He is suddenly, miraculously in the file. Just like he, had that link with his bank and the Russian bank, or he was on camera in Russia with hookers, or just like he was, in the Steele dossier, doing all those things, just like he was bribing Ukraine, just like he was starting a war, all of the things that they have said, just like he was falsifying documents to get rich, in business, just like he was in Bergdorf Goodman raping a woman. Come on. Now, all of those things were said about him. And who said them? The radical left. And written in many cases by Obama, Hillary, Comey, Brennan, the loser criminal, the Biden administration. Let me take you back to theory 4. There's nothing there. Why is there nothing there? Because we don't know the chain of custody. Fingerprints all over it, right? Fingerprints everywhere. How do we know it's true, what's not true? That's theory 4. Theory 5 is these sons of bitches. They knew I was campaigning. One of my campaign promises was to release the files. Somebody went in, the same people went in and made all of this stuff point to me as if I'm some kingpin in it. Why is it the left never wanted this released until he said, I'm not going to release it? Why is Congress, the Democrats in Congress, all of a sudden saying, you've got to release this? You've got to release this. This is impeachable if he doesn't release it. Really? More in a minute.
That's good, Ruby. I think.
I'm going to take you through these again, and I just want you to ask yourself these questions. Your theory, he's in the report with 15-year-olds. He was part of this. Okay. You have to ask this question. Why didn't the left use any of that when they had complete control of the dossier, when they had complete control of the DOJ? They wanted to put him in jail. Why wouldn't they have used it already? Well, because it would have exposed them. Not if they had complete control. No. They could have just used parts of it. That doesn't make sense to me. 2, his friends, donors, and power, GOP. Okay, I've never seen him defend a friend that has gone awry and is hurting the administration. He's the president. He shouldn't take on, extra water unless that person, like Kavanaugh, is wrongly accused, where he does stand for them. His friends, his donors, his power, GOP. What good is that? No, don't confuse 2 with 3. What good is any of this if he loses half his base and his support and he now is a lame duck? What good is any of that? That doesn't make sense. 2 is true, but he's using the information to blackmail, in a positive way. You're going to do what I need you to do. He's got it on the DNC and everything else. I don't believe that, because I think he would rather take down the institutions than use it as blackmail, unless, like I said, it was a deal with Israel to do something where he thinks would get us into World War III.
Okay, so he kind of went over that really well. So that was a great video to share.
Yeah, so the only thing that I can say is just sit back and wait and see what else comes out. Seriously, that's where we're at on this. I mean, what good is it going to do for you to argue with someone about something that you have no evidence of? You're just speculating, and you're arguing back and forth with each other. What does that accomplish?
Yeah, I get it. I think it was just the initial disappointment and that emotional, emotion that first his that disappoint. It's just disappointing because we were expecting something.
Well, see, and I understand that. And the reason I can say I can understand that is because when we go back to the election of 2020, I was all, Trump's going to win this. He's got this in the bag.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Biden gets put in. I'm like, what? There were so many digital soldiers that we got gut punched back then.
Yeah.
But we got gut punched. We had to watch the inauguration. That was like whatever the hell that was. And it took us a while to figure out, now we know what's going on. And so we were back, we figured out what was happening. And we're like, okay, all right, there's a reason why this is all taking place the way it is. All right, I understand. So as humans, we just expect things to happen on our timeline, and we expect things to happen the way we want it to happen. And it doesn't work that way in an information war or any type of war.
Okay, so here's one of my fears is that the generation. So let's just liken this to the JFK stuff, right? That generation is already almost all dead and gone, and they are just now releasing a drip of information. What if that's going to be us in the next 75 years? They're gonna, give us a drip drop of what happened now.
I can see why people would feel that way, because that's what's happened. I just don't think we're on that track anymore. And the reason I say that is because more information is coming out on a daily basis about so many different things. I mean, look how quick we killed the COVID narrative.
Right, yeah.
That was dead. Yeah. And that was something that they wanted to carry on for 8 to 10 for years.
Right.
But there's so many people out here now, like you and I, who are digging on information. We're putting information out there. So the public has the ability to be more informed with things that are going on now than the public had back in the 60s. They didn't have the internet back in the 60s. They didn't have YouTube and Rumble and everybody else talking about it. And if you did talk about it back then, what were you called? A conspiracy theorist.
Yeah. It was a negative thing.
And that was the playbook they used to shut down the people that were questioning the JFK assassination. And they've done it throughout the years. And then, of course, when the Russia thing happened, when COVID happened, what were we all called? Conspiracy theorists. Because we are a threat to their narrative.
Okay,
So-
well, there is one thing that came out of it. Like Thrifty says, and I agree with this comment. She says, at the same time, the public outcry is holding the Trump administration accountable, which is the only upside that I can see, is that even though Trump says that, you know, so-called friends are, you know, turning on him, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. It's just because we don't have all the information. So what do you expect us to do in order to?
Well, I get that, and I totally get that.
We're supposed to be accountability.
And the other thing that this has done, it has sparked the discussion about Epstein. There was over like 30 some million searches on X
Yep.
right after this hit. 30 some million searches on X alone on Epstein, because people were like, well, what the hell? What's going on here? And they started digging and started to find, and if they keep digging and finding more, they're going to find a lot more stuff about this situation.
The only thing I don't like is that Trump is still on this anti-Thomas Macy smear campaign. He continues to talk negatively about him. Macy is, I think, like, he's just one of us that's just trying to get down to the truth. And he's speaking negatively about a member of Congress and actively saying on Twitter, like, oh, we need somebody to run against this guy. Like, what do you mean? Like, I think it's just, he's dragging it too much, and it's bringing more attention to Macy than anything. Like, if you wanted it to die and let the story blow over, you would leave the guy alone. But I feel like Macy is being a representative, like what he's supposed to do. He's doing his job representing the people he's representing. And you're dragging him for that? Like,
yeah, I have a different opinion on Macy. I don't trust the guy with some of the stuff that he's done. But
I will say, I'll be fair, and I will say that I did come across some screenshots, because, you know, some people on X really do the research and they post it on there. And they kind of made the point that even though he's not paid by AIPAC or whatever, he has other like funnels of money coming through organizations that still support a pro-Israel narrative.
Right.
So I just found that out. So I don't know if anybody else knows about that, but I'll be fair and I'll say that I am also doubting the guy, and I've never done that before. So.
And that's been the value of this show, because, you know, my views have changed on a few things. Your views have changed on a few things. We get coordination, or we get participation from the audience. And they have some great comments in there as well. So this is why it's not really a good idea to be so hard lined on some things, because there's usually some wiggle room with stuff. And when it comes to Trump and the way he operates, is he will put people in the spotlight for a reason. He will put them out there. So I know he did it with Fauci, because, you know what I mean, hell, I didn't know who Anthony Fauci was before then.
Yeah, that was weird. Even when it was all happening, it felt like movie Hollywood, like World War Z, that movie, or any like Contagion movie where there's a disease that comes out and suddenly like all these scientists are on the TV every day. That's how it felt like to me.
Yeah. So I don't know if this is the situation that's happened with Massey. I don't know. To me, this is a minor story in the movie. I'm not really concerned about it too much. I mean, I know what's going on. I see it going on, but I'm looking at some of the other bigger stuff.
I agree with you. I'm just saying, like, why is Trump wasting his time with this? Like the video that we just saw. Oh, can you imagine his schedule? So why are you picking on some congressman? Like,
knowing how he works, if that's the case, then there's usually a reason why he's doing it. We may not know the reason. We don't know the reason yet.
All right. I want to settle for that one, because
So I guess we can make final comments about the Epstein stuff. My final comment is, I put out a post today that said, if you think that this Epstein stuff is over, You are mistaken.
Yeah, and I believe that. I don't believe it's over. I think we will find out more stuff one way or another. That's why I told you I'm gonna probably be here for a long time.
And if something comes out and it says, "Oh, Trump did this and did that and did that," try not to get so emotional about it, because as you saw, Glenn Beck pointed out a list of things that they said that Trump was involved in, and he wasn't.
Right. You see, that's why lying is bad, because now you ruined your credibility with the lying part. When if there was something true, you should have focused on the facts and what's true, so that people could actually believe you when something big like this happens. But now nobody's gonna believe you because you lied so much.
Yeah. So
that's why lying is bad.
So I would just say to the viewers and anybody watching the video, save your energies when talking about this Epstein thing, because it's not done. It's not over. You don't have all the information. You don't know what's being done behind the scenes. So all you're doing is arguing with each other with speculation. That's all you're doing.
Oh yeah, and the last point was that they did present a bill, did they, on the floor about the Epstein vote, and like 420 something people voted against it, and there was only like a handful of people that voted for it. I think it was the one that Macy was drafting. And I put that on my. I go to my Facebook page because I put something on there, because this has something to do with one of the legalities of Congress and the voting thing. It would have been last week, and I think it would have been a picture of, they showed the House floor with the numbers, and that might be what it is. Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that, because I don't think that was yeah, because that went over a lot of people's heads, and it went over mine until I saw this. I don't know where it was at. Yeah, just keep scrolling. It's kind of like a setup to fail, because I know that nobody's gonna vote for that. Yeah. Like, well, you're just wasting your time. If you guys aren't following me on Facebook, I put a lot of stuff out every day almost. Yeah, you're really good with those things. I try to keep people informed. All right, I don't see any picture yet. Yeah, let's keep going. What date are we on? July 12th. All right, keep going. We're getting close to what that date was that they did the vote. All right, lots of videos. Oh yeah, I put a bunch of stuff up. Okay. All right. I don't see it. It has some. That was just for show, I guess. I mean, there's some rule or something that they hadn't done in like 60 years, and they were trying to do it, or some procedural thing. I can't remember exactly what it was. Okay, yeah, I agree. It was like a performative, like that was never gonna go through. I've lost faith in in Congress when it comes to that. But DeSantis did pass something recently. Did you see that? What did he pass? I've seen something. He passed something. I can't remember what it was. Yeah, so DeSantis signed a bill into law that would hopefully reveal some truth about Epstein. And then he had one of the victims do like he was doing like a press conference or something. I'll let you watch the clips. It's just one clip. And I don't know what it's called. I'm gonna have to get it for you guys. But here's a clip.
For the regular average citizen, it's just time that goes by. A lot of people tend to forget, but this is not something we should be forgetting about. This is not something to be sweeping under the rug. A lot of us are still in therapy. We're still trying to survive. I can't express the gratitude I have for this bill. Okay. I never thought that this would be in our cards, but as I stand here today, I just want to thank all the people that believed in us, our attorneys, our therapists, everybody who came to support this bill, our amazing governor. I just am trying to put pieces together, the final pieces of this puzzle to help me move on and finally get the peace that I deserve for my life. And I am just so grateful. And I would really just want to know, why was Jeffrey Epstein given such grace and mercy for his inhumane crimes? And why were we so outed in the media and treated so poorly? Victim shaming in this high profile case has damaged a lot of us. It has made us retract statements. It's made us internalize the trauma. And a lot of us are just trying to still find our way through our healing journey. And I just want to remind everybody to please be kind. We are all still struggling with this, and we just want to understand what happened.
I'm glad you played that, because there's too many people out there that the only reason they want the Epstein list out is so they can get Trump
or anybody. It's like a witch hunt. It's like they're always looking for something that may or may not be there, whereas the victims that really matter.
That's the thing, because there's so many victims. Mm-hmm. And my heart goes out to every single victim of CSA, everyone. And this information has to come out to the public correctly.
Right.
Because you can't bring information out that's going to dox the victims. You have to.
They bring it out in the wrong way, and they have to dismiss the whole case because they did it wrong to begin with. And I hate when these people do that. Even in regular cases, like, oh, we gotta dismiss this, or we can't use this evidence because it was obtained illegally or wrong, whatever. So that's where I'm at. Like, I'm okay with I'm okay with learning how to be patient when it comes to this, because I want them to bring it out and I want them to do it right and get it right the first time.
Exactly. Yeah. Patience is huge with what we're dealing with now, with everything. I mean, look, it's been 5 years since I started talking about the Obama stuff that we're going to talk about, and now it's hitting the public. I mean, I'm just sitting back like,
it's accelerated because of the internet and because of the stigma with the like conspiracy theories, or like that phrase is no longer there. Nobody cares anymore. So everybody's more openly minded to listen to something like this, or to listen to somebody like you. Like any other person would be like, oh, why does she have Jimmy? Doesn't she know that he's into this? And to me, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't care.
I have put it out. I've put it out on my Facebook page before about, okay, I'm trying not to do the whole "we told you so" stuff, because that's there's some people that deserve that. I'm just gonna be straight up honest and human with you. There's some people I can be like, I fucking told you so, but but I'm trying not to do that. And the reason why is because I know people are at different levels of waking up. Yeah. So I can't demonize people by saying that. But I have put on my page like, hey, has there been anything so far that I've put out that I've been completely wrong about?
Yeah.
And so far, I've not been completely wrong about a lot of crap.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Whether I agree or don't agree with your sources doesn't matter to me. That's a you thing. Yeah. I just appreciate the way you deliver it to me and to everybody else, so that people can see how it's okay. Like, you don't always have to be so rigid and legalistic all the time. Like, it's fine. And the other thing is, we've been saying that you're watching a movie. You said when Fauci came out, it looked like a movie. You said with the Butler thing that looks staged. There's the whole 4 years of Joe Biden sippy cup being in office looked like a show. Fake. It's fake. So
when you're watching a movie and you're halfway through the movie, everybody's trying to figure out, I wonder what's going to happen next. And how many times?
Or you get up and leave the theater like I did a couple weeks ago. I was like, I'm sick of it. I'm out of here.
I'm done with this movie. This movie sucks. But then you get to a point in the movie later on where you're like, Oh, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, yeah.
That's where we're at, folks.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get a lot of answers to a lot of stuff until the end of the movie. And
So
I
this is
believe,
the article that I found really quickly. The Miami Herald explains a little bit that DeSantis signed into law a bill that permits the unsealing of the long secret evidence and testimony presented to a 2006 Palm Beach grand jury, leading the panel to return an indictment against Epstein on only minor prostitution charges. So the signing of the bill could pave the way for the public to evaluate whether former Palm Beach County State Attorney Barry Krischer conducted a thorough prosecution of Epstein. So that's what this did recently, and I was really thankful that it lined up with the timeline of what Trump just said. Plus, everybody's out, like there's an outcry. The internet is breaking. It's trending. And my governor is one of the only governors that I see out here actively doing something about it.
another part to watching this whole saga is Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi was the attorney general during that time of the investigation in Florida.
Right.
And so, see, I have a lot of questions about Pam Bondi.
But she did say, like Dehydrated Nurse just commented, that when she viewed it, a lot of it was just like corn, and that it was inappropriate to share with the public. So I understand that point of view as well. But we don't want to see that. All we want to see is names. That's all we really want to know.
The thing is too is these names. I mean, it's got to be brought out. It's got to be very factual, because if you bring out a bunch of names, and let's say somebody's on that list that wasn't involved, what kind of effect is that going to have on that person's life if they're truly innocent? So
I get it.
Whatever gets released has to be done the right way. And the reason why I say I believe the military has a part of this is because of the connections with princes overseas, heads of states, financiers overseas. There's also the whole RICO trafficking thing. Yeah. And that's why I think the military has gotten involved with all that too. We don't have all the answers yet, folks. Stay tuned. This thing's not going away.
Yeah, I don't know if it was you who shared it or just the internet in general, but people were saying that this is just like the tip of the iceberg. That's not that. I mean, as bad as it is, that's not even the worst of it. That once you start digging in, you start learning. Like Jeffrey was just one piece, but once you start really understanding what happened and how he was a pawn in that, there's a bigger and worse way.
Go to my Facebook page.
Yeah,
it was me. I posted it.
Oh, was it? Okay. Because I agree with that.
It's the picture of a big old building.
Okay, I'm at the top of your page now.
All right. I put it up in maybe the last 4 or 5 days.
Okay.
Yeah, we ain't done with my page, folks. We're coming back to this.
Yeah, you share a lot of good stuff.
There's a lot of good stuff this past week. Yeah, because this will be a little bit of a red pill for folks to go dig on too. Right there. Blow that up.
It says, you thought Epstein Island was bad. Wait till people find out about this place.
That is the Getty Museum in California.
Okay.
So your jobs, while we're on hiatus between season 1 and season 2, is to do research on the Getty Museum, do research on Jean-Luc Brunel, do research on that Son of God dude, the guy that hangs out with Oprah, the Son of God or whatever his name is. Go look all that stuff up. If you're pissed about Epstein, like Ruby just said, that is just the tip of the iceberg.
Right. So I believe that without even knowing everything that you just said, because I don't know anything about that. I'm still learning as we go. I am learning in real time. But I can believe that Jeffrey can become a distraction to what really is the issue.
Well, let's just say the people involved with Epstein are the same people that were involved with Russia collusion, the pandemic, a bunch of. It's always the same people. It is the criminal syndicate.
Right.
They have their hands in everything.
Right. And he's just one avenue. Like, he's just one guy. Imagine the whole network of people and things going on.
Go to back to my Facebook page.
All right.
Just leave it up and scroll down to where you go scroll down where you see like it looks like a map of all these different names and everything.
Oh, on your wall?
Yeah.
Okay.
I put two of them. I think I did them back to back. Now, unfortunately, the print right there. So, what's the title of that one? Is that Spygate?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And what was the other one below that one?
Is there another picture?
Yeah, not on that post, but I think I did another post right before that one.
Okay. This is the next picture. It says the Dossier Network.
Oh, the Dossier Network. Okay, that all goes in the Obama stuff. So basically what that's showing you is all the different connections and all the players of the game.
Okay.
That's what that shows you. So,
okay.
All right. So, comments, final thoughts in the comments about Epstein before we move into Obama?
Well, I've seen Lisa say this a couple of times that Pizzagate needs to come back, and she's and she's putting it in all caps for you. She says Pizzagate, Jimmy, which I think is the same people in that too.
Oh, it is the same people, and I think there was emails released in the last 72 hours hinting towards Pizzagate. So that's all. Yeah, that's all connected to.
Lisa says no one ever stops to think about Trump being an insider, gathering information since he has access to all these people. But if he has access, then if he had the evidence, if he has the power, the executive power to get this, like speed trial it, why aren't they already arrested? Which Jimmy does believe that they have already been. But for me, I don't believe that.
I know, and that's fine. That's fine. But yeah, and another thing a lot of people don't know, why did Obama have $65,000 worth of hot dogs delivered to the White House in the middle of the night?
That's the only thing that keeps me guessing. It just keeps me thinking and guessing. And this is why Trump is probably the only person that we have no choice but to trust, because he's technically an outsider, whether you like him or not.
Now I can't
threatened by him.
I can't prove this, right? I can't prove this, but I have heard through the years of doing research that it's very possible that Trump was working with the FBI since the 80s.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that's true or not. I'm not saying it is, but is it possible? Yeah, it's very possible.
Yeah. And Fighter says, has Trump responded to Operation Spotlight against the CSA and the JWs? If he's truly against CSA, then he would be looking into the JWs. But I think that is a very small fish to fry compared to what he has already. In my opinion.
In the XJW community, it's a huge thing for them, and I understand that. I mean, it was a huge thing for me and the team to go ahead and do what we did with Operation Spotlight. For us, that's a huge thing. But in the bigger picture of things, Ruby is right. That's just a small fish in a very large pond. So considering the fact that there's been more human trafficking rings busted up, more pedos have been arrested under the Trump administrations, that shows me that they're on the right track of getting rid of these people.
Right.
And
There's so much awareness now because of it, because of the Epstein.
I mean, and there's a part of me is like, where the hell's the governing body at? And I told you guys that I believe that the military and everything, they've been investigating Watchtower. So is it possible that the governing body, maybe they've been taken in for questioning on their CSA stuff? Maybe. I don't know. It's possible. Yeah.
I think they're investigating all cults, to be honest. I think they've infiltrated and questioned all cults in America.
Oh, yeah, I believe that. Once you get to the point to where you realize that everything you've been told is a lie, and you get to the point where you're like, anything's possible, it makes life a lot easier to deal with. And you're not getting so emotionally involved in every story that comes out.
Right.
That's what I've tried to tell everybody. Keep your emotions in check.
All right. Well, thank you.
I know it's difficult.
Thank you for all of that. That was a great overview of everything that's been happening, because like I said earlier, I've been feeling politically homeless because I couldn't find a commentator or a position that I would feel comfortable enough agreeing with. So it's been really hard to form an opinion of my own when I cannot relate to somebody else.
Right.
And that's just the way I do it, and it's the only way how I can do it here. So
in the comments for the folks watching the show tonight, has our commentary on the whole Epstein thing, has it been helpful, or are you just more confused now?
Yeah, definitely let me know in the comments.
Yes.
It's 11 o'clock now, so I do want to let Jimmy move into the Obama situation, because you have about an hour left.
Yeah, and it's going to take a little while. Okay, so do we have any like fun video we can play as like an intermission real quick?
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I think we do.
All right, you do that because I'm going to use the bathroom real quick.
Okay, let me see. All right, I have like a 50-second clip I could play here.
The First Lady and I are here in Texas to express the love and support and the anguish of our entire nation in the aftermath of this horrific flood. Following a torrential downpour, Guadalupe River rose 26 feet in less than 45 minutes. The waters claimed at least 140 lives. I want to thank all of these great first responders who raced into very grave danger.
We just met with the wonderful families. We pray with them, we hug, we hold hands to the community, to everybody who lost a loved one. Our nation is grieving with you.
The First Lady.
All right, so that was them in Texas. They put a little clip out there.
Well, I really think a lot of this weather we've been having lately, it's been very wonky here in North Carolina. I'll just say that. We've never.
It passed Florida already. Like before your power went out, we also had a lightning strike like right outside our window. So I knew what you were going through because it was raining every single day around the same time.
Yes, every day. Somebody put up a post. Somebody put up a post yesterday. I said, "Oh look, rain again."
Yep. It was every single day for that week.
And I write down every year when I do yard work. I write down. I have this whole worksheet that I made up of how much time I mow, how much time I weed eat, how much time I, just picking up sticks or doing regular miscellaneous stuff. And I can go back, and I've been doing this for 3 years now. That's how I know I spend like 170 hours every summer in my yard. But I can look at the dates and I know when it didn't rain. And over the last 3 years, we've had more rain this June and July than we've had in the last 3 years. And, so it's been very weird. We had a storm coming in the other night. It looked like it was going to be one hell of a storm again. I got everything prepared and had my umbrella ready because I was outside smoking, and then it just disappeared. It literally just disappeared. Crazy. Anyway. All right. Enough of that. All right. So, Ruby, let's get into the Obama stuff. Do you know anything about Russian collusion, Steele dossier, FISA courts, Crossfire Hurricane? Do you know any of that stuff?
No, I mean, the only thing I know about Obama is the theories about Michelle, the Pizzagate theories that was linked to the White House, and the theory that he is a homosexual, and the theory that he wasn't born in America or something like that, something about the birth certificate.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
All right.
The theory.
So
that's about it.
You remember we talked about the 16-year plan, correct?
Right, and that one. Yeah.
All right. So we had the first 8 years were supposed to be Obama, and then the second 8 years were supposed to be Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
I'm building this narrative for you guys. Go to my Facebook page, please, and look for the one I just did this today. It's Trump talking to Leslie Stahl at 60 Minutes.
Him walk out of a store, and he's walking with a ice cream. And the question the media asks him, what kind of ice cream? What flavor ice cream do you have? And he's in the midst of a scandal.
He's not.
And he's taking,
He's
of course
not.
he is,
No,
Leslie.
come on.
Of course he is. It's the biggest, second biggest scandal.
So-
the biggest scandal was when they spied on my campaign. They spied on my
Well,
campaign.
there's no
Leslie.
real evidence of that.
Of course there is. It's
No.
all over the place. Leslie,
Sir,
they spied on my campaign and they
Can
got caught.
can I say something? You know, this is 60 Minutes, and we can't put on things we can't
No, you won't
verify.
put it on because it's bad for Biden.
We can't
Look, let
put
me tell
on
you-
things we can't verify.
Leslie, they spied
And-
on my campaign.
Well, we can't verify
It's been totally
that.
verified.
No.
It's been, just go down and get the papers. They spied on my campaign. They got caught.
No.
And then they went much further than that and they got caught. And you will see that, Leslie. And you know that, but you just don't want to put it
No.
on the air.
As a matter of fact, I don't know.
Okay. So the reason I wanted to play that is because I think this interview was done 2022, 23, somewhere in that area. Okay. And he said again, they spied on my campaign. Now, everybody's going to be looking at that and be like, oh, yeah, you sure, Trump, that's what they did. They spied on your campaign. Same thing that they did, the reaction they had when he said, oh, it's fake news. No, there's not fake news, Bob. Okay. So, let me just give you a Cliff Note version of what happened, and then we'll go into some more clips where these folks have some good explanations, and I've got some information here I wanted to share with you guys. So basically what had happened was back in 2016, during the whole Hillary Clinton investigation, that Comey came out in July and said, oh, well, we have some evidence of stuff that Hillary did, but she really didn't mean to do it. And there's no credible prosecutor that would take this case. And they basically buried the stuff with Hillary Clinton. All right. This was in 2016. So then it gets to the point to where she starts paying for what they call the Steele dossier. Folks, write this stuff down and go look it up, because I'm not going to be able to give it all justice tonight, but you can start looking up. The Steele dossier was a fake report created and paid for by Hillary Clinton, which came out in court back in 2021 or 2022 when they brought Michael Sussman into be questioned, and they basically found out that yes, Hillary Clinton paid for the Steele dossier to be written, which was basically a hit piece on Trump. That has come out and has been proven true.
Okay.
All right. So we got the Steele dossier. Then we go into the election of 2016, and the world was shocked that Donald Trump won. But no one was more shocked that Trump won than the Obama administration. Because they can't have Trump being in office because he stole it from Hillary. So in December of 2016, the Obama administration, he called all his people in. James Clapper, John Brennan, Susan Rice, Hillary Clinton. He brought all these people in, and this is where they started to conspire with a plan to try to get Trump. And this is where the whole Russia thing started. They faked documentation. They lied to the FISA court to get warrants to spy on his campaign. They used fake documentation to get these warrants.
Okay.
To spy on his campaign.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Which, how does that affect us? If they lied to the FISA courts to do massive surveillance on a presidential candidate, they could easily do it to us.
Of course.
Okay? That's why this is important.
Right.
So they faked this information, and then we all knew about the digital. And you know how I knew about this stuff?
How?
Q.
Okay.
Q told us all about this stuff. Every bit of it. That's why I knew it back in 2020, and people looked at me like I was crazy. And now
2 years later, like 2021, 2022.
Yeah, it started to drip out when Michael Sussman went to court, and there was another guy it was a Russian, not a Russian guy. Was it a Russian guy? There was a Russian guy that went to court too, and this was during the John Durham case, when John Durham was questioning all these guys, and there was people in the MAGA movement, in the digital, that got gut punched again because they were expecting these guys to be indicted. Well, they got off with a slap on the wrist, but that wasn't the main thing that John Durham was going for. He was wanting to get information out of them, and the biggest thing they got out of those was the fact that Hillary Clinton paid for the Steele dossier.
Okay.
So it was starting to drip out back then, and we were like, okay, all right, we see where this is going. Then you have the information that Tulsi Gabbard, if you remember, during her confirmation process, they gave her crap. They didn't want to confirm her. Now, did they?
Yeah.
Because they knew that she was going to be releasing some stuff. Okay, before I go to Tulsi, let's go back to Michael Flynn. Michael Flynn, they framed Michael Flynn during that whole meeting and stuff that they had with the Obama administration back in December of 2016. So that was just a byproduct to try to get to Trump. Okay. So, and we know he was acquitted or pardoned or whatever. But then Tulsi released classified information that showed specifically what they did that was a treasonous thing against the United States. So that's the Cliff Note version. So let's go to my Facebook page. Oh, wait, before we do that, let me read these real quick. Okay, so these were a couple of things I pulled. I can't remember who I pulled it from. Judy Nordham, a couple of other folks. It says, don't miss this. The Department of Justice just confirmed that President Obama ordered the FBI to shut down the Clinton email scandal. FBI Director James Comey followed orders and buried it. This was a clear, high-level criminal cover-up worse than Watergate. That's why I posted on my Facebook page the little boat where it says Watergate. You want to pull that up?
Yeah.
And the big boat.
Where'd you put it? Let's see. I saw that a million times now.
Pass it already? Oh, no, you didn't pass it.
No, not yet. Not yet. Where is it?
There it is.
Yes.
Okay. So this says here, this was a clear, high-level criminal cover-up worse than Watergate. So you got Watergate there in that little boat circled in red, and then you have Obamagate. This is much bigger than Watergate. That's why Trump says this is the crime of the century.
So hold on. Watergate, wasn't that also spying, like listening into a campaign?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
But did anything come out of that?
A lot of stuff came out of that, but I can't speak to it because I haven't looked at Watergate in a long time.
So quick question. Now that people realize about what Hillary did during that time, and like you just said, it was a treasonous act, why wasn't that prosecuted? If it's common knowledge that it indeed was illegal.
Okay, so for us that believe that some of these people have already been taken care of, yeah, that's why I think some of this stuff's already been taken care of. It's just everything had to be built up for the public to understand what was going on. Okay. Because you couldn't arrest Hillary Clinton back in 2017. Well, publicly, let's just say that, because there's some of us that believe that she was taken in on September 11th of 2016.
And so now you think that they're building the case once again to show proof that this was
to show the public. Yeah. Take out these bad actors, take care of them, get them out of the way. All right, now we got to figure out a way to tell the public.
Okay, and you believe that showing that Obama and Hillary and all them people were all in on this, that now people would accept that this was true, and that when they do get prosecuted, that there won't be like an uprising.
Correct. Yeah, that's yeah. All right. So the declassified DOJ report exposes the FBI got hacked U.S. data from a source, but never fully reviewed key drives. The data showed Obama's emails and State Department info were compromised. Obama used Loretta Lynch to pressure Comey and avoid a Clinton-related scandal. Obama approved using federal power to blunt the Clinton investigations. Comey decided to exonerate Clinton before key interviews were done. Evidence suggests Lynch tried to influence the probe or leak info to Clinton's team. And for those that remember, there was a little meeting on a tarmac where Loretta Lynch and Bill Clinton had a little meeting on the airplane on the tarmac during this time. So that's where it says evidence suggests Lynch tried to influence the probe or leaked info to the Clinton team. The FBI drafted a memo to access the drives, but access was killed by the Obama DOJ. That's one. Are you having fun yet?
I'm in deep thought because I'm wondering a lot of things, but go ahead.
Okay. So they told us for years Obama didn't spy on Trump. Fact, he did. Through the FISA warrants based on false pretenses, his administration authorized surveillance of American citizens tied to the Trump campaign, all under the guise of national security. That's just not spying, that's abuse of power. Second, Hillary didn't pay for the dossier. Fact, she did. Through the DNC and Fusion GPS. That's another thing to write down and go look up, Fusion GPS. They tried to bury the money trail in legal fees, but it came out. The Clinton campaign bankrolled the Steele dossier. A foreign spy compiled political gossip and Russian disinformation to smear Trump, and the Democrats paid for it. The FBI didn't use the dossier to get a FISA warrant. Fact, they did. They used the unverified Clinton-funded dossier to justify spying on Carter Page. And they failed to tell the FISA court who funded it. That's not just dishonest, that's deception at the highest level of federal law enforcement. Last page. It's not just about Trump anymore, it's about the rule of law, the abuse of government power, and the future of this country. Enough is enough. We don't need more committees. We don't need more strongly worded letters. We need accountability, real accountability, the kind that ends in resignations, arrest, and consequences. The truth is clear. They lied, they cheated, they weaponized our government, and they're still doing it. This isn't about left versus right. It's about liberty versus tyranny. And if they can do it to a billionaire presidential candidate, imagine what they'll do to the rest of us. The deeper we dig, the more corruption we uncover. Keep digging, keep speaking out, and never stop demanding the truth. All right. So let's go to my Facebook page, please.
Okay.
Let's start at the, because I think it was like let's start at the top. And scroll down until you see, just scroll. I'll tell you. There's a woman. Her. Play her.
We now have irrefutable proof that our government covered for their buddies, that the people at the highest levels of this country will do anything to protect their own and spend years lying to our faces about who they are. And this includes everyone, even in the FBI and the CIA, the people that we trust to act with integrity and target the threats to this country, not protect them. Instead, they became the threat by lying to us. There's no doubt that the vile and disgusting ways that these people acted is unforgivable. And these unimaginable crimes that were hidden involved a lot of planning. Everyone was in on it, including the president. We now have proof that the years that the Democrats spent on the Russia collusion narrative, where they accused Trump of using Russia to interfere in our elections, that all of it was completely made up by them. Tulsi Gabbard unsealed the files that prove how deep this plan went and how willing everyone involved was to participate in it. President Obama, Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, James Comey, James Clapper, John Brennan, Susan Rice, John Kerry, Andrew McCabe, Loretta Lynch. This was something they spent years on, holding trials and meetings over and over and over again, while the media repeated that Donald Trump was the threat to the country. And it was based on a piece of intelligence that they created. They spent tens of millions of dollars on this investigation, and they didn't care that it was our money that they were using for it. So for those of you who are out here protesting dictatorships, yeah, that's what we've been doing on the right for years. It's when the people in power don't even think twice about making up a crime about an innocent person and using their power to create evidence that looks legitimate in order to justify going after them. And they control the narrative through the media, convincing their base to go along with it. That's absolutely terrifying. So if you're someone that still believes this and stood for it, congratulations. You support dictatorships and you support kings. And you were used as a pawn by people to do the things that you claim to be against. And if you listen to all this and you still think it's Donald Trump that's the threat, well, just remember, if that were true, they wouldn't have had to make all of this up.
What'd you think about that?
I agree with it because that's exactly how I felt with the Epstein stuff.
You look like your brain's hurting.
Not yet. Almost.
Okay.
We're getting there because I'm in very deep thought.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go to another clip.
Okay. All right.
Let's find the guy in the car.
Okay.
And
There's a couple of this video.
yeah, there's a couple. I got to get the right one. So
So this is the first one that you
what's
posted.
it say?
That Trump posted Obama himself manufactured the Russia.
Yeah, go ahead and play that. Yeah, play that one. I can't see the screen.
Okay.
I hope you guys are on X, because what I'm seeing is everyone sitting over on TikTok doing these trends, and everybody's over on Facebook and Instagram. Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started on that. Guys, we all have the same 24 hours in a day, but if you want to understand what is going on right now in this world with Trump and the administration, you got to be on X, you got to be on Rumble, and you got to be on Truth Social. That's the only way you can decode. That's the only way you can have an understanding of what's going on. You're not going to get the information fast enough anywhere else. But I'll tell you right now, when Trump puts stuff out like this, when Trump puts stuff out that says Obama himself manufactured the Russia hoax, Crooked Hillary, Sleepy Joe, and numerous others participated in this, the crime of the century, you best believe something's coming. Something's coming. So for all you haters, naysayers out there, actually, hold on. Sorry, I had to get that little thing away. For everyone out there that hated on Trump, degraded Trump, whenever he said the Epstein thing was a hoax, are you catching on yet? That they set up a hoax. They took the Epstein files, manipulated them, and are trying to trap Trump in a hoax. Yes, Epstein, the whole situation is real. See, people's level of comprehension are just different. But, pardon me, it's the people that have completely bashed Trump that piss me off. It pisses me off because, did you know that as of today, he has the #1 economy ever in the world? #1 economy ever in the world. Did you know that August 1st, the tariffs start coming back into our country? Billions upon billions of dollars. What I heard, it sounds like if you're a citizen, you could be getting money back. Don't quote me on that, but that's just what Trump said on the tarmac the other day. So I hope if you are one that bashed Trump and continue to bash him, saying he's protecting pedophiles, you do not accept a single dividend dollar that comes back from Doge, period. It infuriates me because people love to get on social.
Okay.
Okay. So for that, yeah, go ahead and stay on my page because I want to go to another one that he did, and I'll talk about that one in just a second. It should be the one that what's that say?
You have been a slave. We all have. Wake up and stand up for your freedom.
Okay, not that one. Maybe then go to the next one he did. What's that one say?
Oh, the irony. Amazing how things have changed.
That might be it, but hang on. So what I want to talk about on that first video we did with him was one of the things that you have to do is you have to notice patterns. Pattern recognition is a huge thing. So why does the Epstein stuff, why is what Trump said, oh, Epstein's a hoax, it was written by Obama and everything, okay? He said that, right? What pattern has the Democrats and the elite, deep state, what pattern did they just use with the Russia collusion stuff? They made shit up.
Right.
And so this is why Trump has said Obama made this stuff up. And then that guy point out the fact that, hey, they're trying to trap him in a hoax again. So you gotta look at the pattern. What are these? Because these people use the same playbook. So they're trying to do it again. Okay.
But this one is actually real, though. Like he said, the Epstein stuff is actually real, whereas the other stuff was completely 100%.
Okay, so that's why I said before, I believe there's the real Epstein files that the military has, and then the fake ones that Glenn Beck was talking about that it's had thousands of hands on it.
Right.
Okay. So that, yeah, I believe there's 2. So yeah, it's a real thing. But whatever the Democrats are trying to push out there would fall in line with the same thing they did with the Russia thing. Okay, so let's get back to the Russia thing. Oh, go ahead. You got a comment?
Oh, no, yeah. I'll wait till we get all the information first, then I will ask questions.
Okay. All right. So let's go back to, I think it's that one.
Oh man, we'll never forget. I can't believe it's been like 5 years. 5 years. Pardon the French, but it says funny how you assholes bitching about alligator Alcatraz wanted us unvaccinated put in camps.
Okay, no, this ain't the one. This ain't the one. This was talking about that was talking about the pandemic. Okay. All right, let me just scroll through. Kind of go a little slower.
Oh, okay. It's because I've already seen this stuff.
Yeah. Not that one.
It's a video, right, of him.
Well, there's one. Yeah, I think try that one.
Live, Dems are digging.
Oh no, that's
this Epstein thing is driving me up a wall.
Yeah, it's still Epstein. Okay, so there should be one that go back. Let me see. That was because I had a clip. Go back up. I had a clip with that says Tulsi Gabbard explains. There's a video that she did.
All right, let me see.
And it should be close together. What's that say?
Tulsi Gabbard has declassified files revealing the Obama administration manufactured and politicized intelligence to construct the Trump-Russia narrative during the 2016 election. And then it reads her tweet.
Okay.
Their goal was to usurp President Trump and subvert the will of the American people. It's a post, not a video.
Okay, there's you go back up, and there should be a little video where it says Tulsi explains. Maybe you can do a quick search. Tulsi explains classified documents and see if a clip comes up of her, because she explains it really well.
Okay, I'm gonna try X. Let's see. Tulsi explains. What was it again?
Classified documents.
Okay, let's see. Okay, I think there is a clip of her. Let me show you. Oh no, this one. Okay, she declassified over 100 Russiagate docs, and she's naming names.
Yeah, well, yeah. Is there a little video to that?
Yeah, let's see.
Saying that this is an issue that is important to every single one of us as Americans. This is not a partisan issue. It has to do with the integrity and the strength of our democratic republic. And it lays out this over 100 documents that you're referencing that I released, declassified and released, spells out in great detail exactly what happens when you have some of the most powerful people in our country directly leading at the helm, President Obama and his senior most national security cabinet, James Comey, John Brennan, James Clapper, and Susan Rice and others, essentially making a very intentional decision to create this manufactured, politicized piece of intelligence with the objective of subverting the will of the American people, who in November of 2016 delivered a historic victory to President Trump, defeating Hillary Clinton. And President Obama and his team, their goal was to essentially not accept the decision of the American people and to use this manufactured, politicized intelligence as a means to enact what would become essentially a years-long coup against President Trump.
Okay. Now go back to my Facebook page, go to the very top, and let's go to Anonymous.
Okay.
Yeah, go back to the top. And I think it's one that I just put up here recently. It's with Anonymous. That one.
You might be wondering what happens when a leader betrays their country. Not a scandal, not incompetence, but betrayal of the highest order. history gives us answers. Marshal Philippe Pétain, once hailed as the Lion of Verdun, a national hero of France. But in 1945, after collaborating with Nazi Germany, he was convicted of treason, tried by the very nation he once served, stripped of his rank, sentenced to death, later commuted to life in prison. His name became a symbol of surrender and shame. Then there's Benedict Arnold, an American general, a patriot until he wasn't. He secretly plotted to hand over West Point to the British. When his betrayal was discovered, he fled. He was never tried, but his name, it still echoes as the ultimate word for traitor. 2 men, 2 nations, 1 lesson. When a leader betrays the people, there is no hiding behind titles. History remembers. Justice catches up. Now, in our time, Tulsi Gabbard has accused former President Barack Obama of orchestrating a treasonous conspiracy, an attempt to subvert the duly elected government from within, not by guns or tanks, but by falsifying intelligence, by weaponizing power. We're not here to determine guilt. We're here to ask the question history always asks. If it's true, what happens next? You don't need prophecy. You need precedent, because the courtroom of history is real. And if this nation ever finds itself there, we will not be the first.
The chief of state of the former Vichy government is charged with treasonable collaboration with the Nazis. Solicitor General Mornay puts forth the government's charges as Pétain and the courtroom listen tensely. Former Premier Reynaud accuses Pétain of sabotaging French resistance to the Nazis. Pétain has said that he will not speak further in his defense.
All right. So to answer your one question about, well, if all this was done and they knew about it, why wasn't it done back then? Okay. How would people have reacted if the military came in and just arrested Obama? The public knew nothing.
Yeah.
How would people have reacted if Obama got arrested?
And I think that's one of the major issues, is that we are so uneducated, just in general, that it's easy for what they did to happen and for people to just believe it.
And the other, see, here's the thing. If they would have arrested Obama back in 2017, 2018, publicly, I'm going to say publicly, we would have been in a civil war. People would have lost their damn minds that a former president was arrested and they don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So a precedent was set when they went after Trump and arrested Trump.
I know. Yeah, I was gonna bring that up because I was like, "This is it." They were like step by step falling into this trap.
Yeah, Trump set a trap for them.
Yeah.
So he wanted them to arrest him because now publicly they can go after former presidents. That's why he pushed his taxes all the way to the Supreme Court, because the Supreme Court ruled that it's okay to go back and look at taxes, accounts that they have, shell companies that they have. They can go back and look at all this stuff, and the media can't say shit because a trap was set. So there's a lot more to the whole Russia thing, but yes, it was completely fabricated. They they falsified evidence, kind of like during they did with COVID, where they falsified the numbers with COVID deaths and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So we have the American people and the world for that matter, but mainly we have some of us, we've been duped for quite some time.
Yeah.
And when you have folks like myself and many others that have tried to come out and say, hey, y'all, this is happening. Yeah, you're going to call me crazy, but hey, what are we finding out now? That the conspiracy theorists weren't crazy about CV. We weren't crazy about Russia collusion. We've nailed it. So now we're just waiting for everybody else to catch up. And it's got to get to a point to where the American people together demand accountability.
Right. That's what needs to happen.
That's what you need to be calling your senators. You need to be calling your congressmen and say, hey, we need accountability for this Russia collusion treasonous act that they did. We need accountability for the real Epstein stuff.
Right.
That's what we as a people need to be doing.
Right. So I like Fighter's comment here, but I do think that there is a difference. She says here the Supreme Court ruled that the president cannot be prosecuted while making presidential decisions. So now that includes Democrats and Republicans, which I think that is true, but I don't think that that concerns treason. Treason is a whole different thing.
Correct.
And go ahead.
Where in the presidential duties does it say that a president can orchestrate and falsify intelligence information to go after a presidential candidate?
Their opponent, basically. Like she said, it was to she said usurp?
Usurp, yes.
Right. So that category, it is its own. And it doesn't matter whether or not he was the president at that time. And that's why I like the clip that we just saw, is because it showed you a great example of a leader who did that while he was the leader.
Yeah. And in 2016, we voted in November of 2016. The American people spoke. The government should listen, correct? The president should listen, correct?
Right.
But in December, he got his people together and said, hey, we can't go with what the American people just said.
Right.
Treason. Treason.
And that's where they need to get him on that. So I'm glad that Tulsi is doing what she's doing. I want to actually see the process if it ever, starts or ends. I want to witness that. I want to see. Now,
I want to go back to my page again real quick.
Oh, and also I know Jane has been commenting this for the longest, and I started for you.
Okay.
She is suggesting this book for you. It's called Situation Normal All F Up. SNAFU. So
what was that? What was that? Let me write it down.
Yeah, write it down. Situation Normal All F'd Up. She recommended that book for you, so I wanted to bring it up.
All right, cool. I wrote it down. Yeah, go to my Facebook page.
Okay.
And there's a Q post that I posted, and you'll find this very interesting. It's probably go down. It'll be black. It'll be a black.
Oh, okay, black.
It'll be black. And
all right.
I think I have it circled too.
Yeah, I think I did see that. Okay,
that's
there's one back here.
That's not it.
Okay.
That's it.
This one?
What was the comment that I made on that one?
Do not. Oh, I just love when I posted something months ago, sometimes longer. Then for some crazy reason, the info hits the public with proof.
Okay, so go ahead and hit that one. Yeah, you pull that one up.
Do not mistake silence for inaction. The post says it must be done right. It must be done according to the rule of law. It must carry weight. It must be proven in the court of law. There can be no mistakes. Good things sometimes take time. Attempts to slow or block the inevitable. Justice will fail. Dee's election interference 2016. Clinton Hussein illegal FISA. FISA, sorry. Dee's election interference 2018. Mueller. Dee's election interference 2020. Impeachment. Projection. These people are sick.
Now look at the date on that.
The dates?
Yeah, there should be there's no date.
So it doesn't show no dates.
Okay, so all right, so
April 3rd.
All right, so go back to my main page and then scroll below that one.
Okay.
That's
Another
not.
white
I mean that one right there. That one right there.
So this
Okay.
one you circled July 19, 2020.
Okay, now that's important because Tulsi released this information about these classified documents on July 20th. One
day
day.
after. Right.
Yeah. So that was posted in 2020. So go ahead and read that.
Okay, so this one says the trilogy, movie, full, the start, plot, how the intelligence apparatus, State Department, and Department of Justice of the United States, in joint effort with our primary foreign allies and other covert assets, as directed by Hussein,
Hussein.
White
Obama.
House?
Yeah.
Oh, they mean Obama.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. In coordination with Hillary, colluded and conspired to rig the presidential election of 2016 in an effort to install Hillary, frame the president of the United States, projection, create emergency contingencies, reinstallation of safeguards and firewalls to prevent exposure or continuation of presidency should counter fail to ensure operators, actors, agents of power, past and present, remain in control and use the sources or covert assets of the fake news media to carry out X-frame barrage of strategic, coordinated, guided attacks designed to divide, cover, or shelter, justify impeachment or removal in effort to regain control and prevent public awareness of illegal, criminal, treasonous acts. Coming soon to a theater near you. Coming this fall. TBA.
To be announced.
Oh, okay.
And what's the last thing I have underlined?
Enjoy the show.
Yeah. So that was put out in July of 2020. What did we just find out with the release of the classified information that Tulsi just put out?
That is true. That's exactly what happened. That was
Exactly.
planned for it to happen, and it didn't work.
Exactly. And what I'm showing folks here is this is how folks like me who follow the Q post knew that this shit was going on.
And I do want to always clarify that this is Jimmy's perspective.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do not follow these types of sources. So this is the very first exposure /
So
I'm learning it through you.
I guess my point is this is what we call a Q proof. Because, I told you, hey, I knew about this stuff in 2020. I just showed you why I believe this was, because this was in 2020 when I found this out.
Right, as an example of that.
And now the public is finding out that Q post was true.
Okay, so like Fighter says, how do we know that is true on this Q? Personally, I don't trust it, which is why I read books. They tell all in books. Well, like what Jimmy just said, and I like the format because it's like somebody just posting it on a timeline and you're just reading it and you perceive it the way you want until you get proof like the way we do now with Tulsi.
The whole thing, the whole reason for the Q operation was to get information to the public that bypassed the media. That's it. That's all it is. And so the media from 2016 to 2020 was telling everybody that Russia interfered with the 2016 election and Trump was a Russian asset. That's what the media was telling you. But there was a certain group of people who were saying, hey, we got to get some information, the real information, to the public. How are we going to do it? And that's why Q was born. And that's why the folks like me, we read these posts. We didn't understand a lot of it at the time. But now as time is going on, we're getting to that part of the movie. We're like, oh, that's what they meant.
But I think people might think of this as resourceful because they need to see it. You know how like we used to say, I don't know if we've ever said it here, that people will only believe it if it's on paper. I don't, or maybe did you hear that? Because we say that a lot, right? We say that a lot. We say that people won't believe something unless it's on paper, like the way Tulsi released, declassified something. Now, all of a sudden, people are going to believe it just because it's released. It's
there's people that, you know, they'll go on their intuition. That's what I go on. I go on my intuition.
Right. I was just about to say that. It's like I don't need Q to kind of discern that. Like when those things were happening, I didn't believe not one bit of it. I didn't waste my time on it. I didn't believe it at all. I was just happy that he was the president at the time. And I did notice that the monster was coming after him. But that only validated my support for him even more, is because of what they were doing.
See, Ruby, that was the reason why I went down the political road in the first place in March of 2020.
Me too. That's
because
how
I was like, why? That was the question I had. Why is Trump being attacked all the damn time?
And
now
it wasn't a good one. Like the Russian stuff, I didn't buy it. The assault or like sexual allegations, I never buy those. So it was like every card they were trying to use. I don't know if it's just me or my generation, but we don't believe in that stuff anymore. That worked on my mom's generation. You know, the 50-year-olds, they still believe in that kind of stuff, like the Me Too.
That's because a lot of those folks are still trusting the mainstream media.
That and I also I think it's a culture thing. Like that generation, the culture was just that way. Either they swept things under the rug, they kicked the can down the road and they never addressed anything, or they just believe stuff just because you say it. And my generation is not like that. We don't operate like that anymore.
And that goes back to what you said about the news brainwashing you. And, you know, you're just listening to it. And they have to have all the distractions as well. Your movies, your sports, your entertainment, you know, all these award shows. They keep people preoccupied with that. Bread and circuses, folks.
Exactly. And I never bought into that stuff too, because I grew up homeschooled without a TV, without cable anyways. So I was never really distracted with that stuff. I was just asleep mentally to the world, and to politics, and to
Correct.
Once you awaken that curiosity, it's never going back to bed. And you're going through the research. And since I still don't have those distractions, it's like 100% full blown, like full throttled forward into finding out what the heck happened. Was it allowed to happen? Because my thing is, if they if they put the fake documents right to the, what's it called, FISA?
The FISA court, yeah.
Okay. How did FISA not shift through it and realize that it was fake? Why did they
corrupt judges?
Okay. So that is always my thing. I was like, I'm always missing something, right? And it's because I'm still slow to remember that the corruption is there as well.
Yeah.
They have everybody in their pockets, and that is the problem.
Exactly. That's what I've been trying to say this whole time. And when I say that Trump says we have it all, they have all this information against all these people. So they've had to set up different ways to set precedents so that when it goes public, the public will accept it. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen next. Well, what I think may happen next is I think all this stuff with Russia is going to come out, and people are going to start to realize all the, you know, Obama, Clintons, they're going to see all that. And then the timing would be perfect to drop the real Epstein files, because the people that did the Russia stuff are the same people that were involved with Epstein.
Right. Okay. So okay, I understand all that now, right? I get it. And that's why I even said in the last stream that it's going to take years just to get through all the information to get the Epstein people. Like, that's just going to take so long.
I don't think it will. I think people are waking up at a pace right now where there's going to be no choice. And once the people start demanding answers and demanding accountability, that can't be ignored.
Okay.
Because I'll tell you this, the deep state doesn't have the power that they used to have. Because if they did, we wouldn't even be talking about this stuff tonight.
Okay. So you really do believe that you will have on TV in the public Obama in handcuffs? Do you believe?
I really think there's gonna be an arrest. I can't say it's gonna be Obama right away, but I would love to see it. But there is a Q post that says first arrest will shock the world.
Okay.
So we don't know who it is. We don't know who it is. It could be Obama. It could be Clinton. It's got to be somebody big enough that it's going to shock the world.
Do you think that they will have a public trial?
Yes, I do believe that there's going to be televised military tribunals.
Okay. So I'm going to mark your words on that.
Okay.
And write it down, July 22nd, 2025. Because like I told you, I don't care how old I am. I'm going to be like, I remember when Jimmy said this. And I'm going to come back to YouTube. And I don't care how old I am. I am going to try to remember this day and mark your words. Because I honestly don't think that's going to happen. That's why
I understand that. I understand.
From the beginning, I'm like, I'm going to respectfully push back.
I think
anybody will be prosecuted.
I think people are so used to just the government getting away with whatever it can get away with over the years that they don't think that there's going to be a solution. But
No. I do think there is a solution because for the longest I've been saying we already have the laws, just enforce them.
Right.
But it's the inaction where nobody's enforcing it.
Oh, and speaking of that, go to my Facebook page.
Yeah. All right.
Go back to the top. Like I said, folks, go back to the top. I've been posting a lot of stuff the last 2 weeks. Is it that one? It's what's the one with the Obama picture on it? What's that? I forgot what that was.
That's,
Is that
Jericho shared that with you.
Oh, okay. You scroll down.
Okay.
And, I'm looking for a video, a short little video. That's not it. That one.
Okay. Let's see what this one.
Especially the president is above the law.
No one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
Nobody is above the law.
No one is above the law.
Nobody is above the law.
No one is above the law. No one is above the law. No one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
No one is above the law. No one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
Oh, son of a bitch.
I do believe. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, play that one. It's funny.
I said, young man, 'cause you're in a new town. There's no need to be
All right, just for the music, because I don't want to get this off. So those are just AI clips, and I've seen them being posted everywhere, and I've seen everybody commenting saying, "Oh, if you think that Obama's going to be arrested or prosecuted, then you're just as
All I will say is this movie's not over yet. We have a ways to go, and there's still more stuff to see. So, buckle up for season 2, folks.
Yeah, I'm very interested to find out what would happen. Oh, quick question. In your lifetime, when was the last time did you actually see justice, catch up? Is there anybody who you can think of? Because for example, I thought that justice was going to catch up with Hunter Biden and the laptop, because that was a quick turnaround. Everybody knew that the laptop existed, but they lied about it. We knew about it, and then when the truth came out, nothing really happened. They took Hunter for questioning, and he just walked out like a G, and he wasn't accountable for anything, and he's still free to this day. So that was one time that I thought I was this close to justice catching up.
Right.
So I want to ask you.
Personally, I think if you look at different levels of jurisdictions, okay, you have your local district, your local jurisdictions, your state jurisdictions. I do believe that there's been a lot of people that have faced their justice, and we're talking about low level names, you know, people that have done stuff, people that, you know, there was people that, you know, cheated in the 2020 election with ballot harvesting and stuff. Those people have been held accountable. There have been people in Congress in past that have been held accountable for the things that they've done. But when it gets to this level where we're at right now, the public is waiting to see the justice and the accountability. And that is a good thing, because so many people over the years have been tuned out of this and they don't know what's been happening. And you can't demand justice and accountability if you don't know what's been happening.
Okay, so is there anybody like specifically, like I do remember that one, I think he was a senator, remember that recently got arrested for
Bob Menendez.
I have no clue, but it was an older gentleman, and I think he was a senator. He got arrested.
Well, you got one in Florida, the guy that was running for governor that got busted.
Oh, Andrew Gillum.
Yeah, Andrew Gillum. Yeah, he got busted.
Okay. You see what I'm saying? Like I wanna ask anybody in the chat if you remember anybody like that they saw either corruption or a crime and they actually got caught.
I mean, and you go back to the 80s, you had Mayor Marion Barry of Washington, D.C. That's back in the late 80s, early 90s. But when it's coming to right now to what we're dealing with right now, the public hasn't seen stuff yet. Now, there's some of us that believe some of these folks have already faced justice. We just haven't seen it yet. Kind of like, hey, 2020, Obama and his team did this to President Trump. Oh, Jimmy, you're crazy. Now we're seeing it happen. So we're just going to have to see how everything plays out.
But do you honestly believe that a former president of the United States will ever get arrested and serve time?
Yes.
All right. I just want to like cement this, that you actually do
I believe that he's going to face justice.
All right. I'm gonna have to think about that one, because I think that he'll get arrested, but I don't think a former president will ever serve or face any type of time.
Well, go back to that video we played with Anonymous. We had the guy that from France.
Yeah, that's not a United States president.
Yeah, it's happened. I mean, but
it's a leader for sure. I get that.
But
if the Nazis won, then he would have never been tried. So you see how
I let's just I think there's that's why I'm smiling. That's why I'm not stressed out, because I think some stuff is about ready to happen that people are just going to be blown away with.
To that point, which is, I just want to add that's why we're different, is because no matter who's in office, the three branches of government are supposed to arrest if what we just saw is actually true. That's supposed to happen, but we're not seeing that as of yet. That's where I'm at.
Yeah,
is that I don't think that will actually happen.
And see, this is why, you know, I support Trump. I'm ride or die right now, ride or die, because he said He said in the speech, in his inauguration speech, January 2017, with the military behind him, he said, this is not just a transition from one party to the next. This is a transition of power from the government to you, the people. No president has ever said that. So if the people, like I said, those watching the show later, your job right now is to call your senator, call your congressman. I don't care if they're, half of them are corrupt anyway, but you've got to let your voice be heard. You've got to demand accountability for what has happened.
All right. So thank you, Jimmy, for all that information, all those videos. It was good. And I've been hearing opinions here and there, on the internet. I don't think I'm there yet. I don't think I believe that just yet, even though I understand all the information, I get it. And I would love to see it happen. But until then, I am still 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I have to see what Trump does these next few months. I'm watching very closely. And like I told you with the other stuff, him with Macy or him, just on separate stances, I have to see what Trump does. And then I'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's what I have to tell everybody, and that's why I try not to get into arguments on Facebook in the comments section or anything, because I'm like, we have to see how all this plays out. Let's see how this plays out. And the reason why there's a lot of people that want to brush back against that is because some folks, they're going on the emotional side of things. And some folks have a different level of taking in information. Like I said, you and I, we go on intuition. John, XJW Analyzer, he goes on facts, data, and evidence. I haven't talked to John in about 3 weeks. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if he's keeping up with everything. But if I said, hey, John, the facts, data, and evidence have come out to prove that Obama and his administration falsified documents to put up a fake hoax against President Trump, he would go to that, research it, look it over, and come back and say, damn, Jimmy, you were right.
Yeah. So we're in the right direction. That's for sure. Like, I trust Tulsi. I trust her. So at least one.
Yeah, we're definitely over the target. People are learning a lot. And tonight, this information for the folks in the chat, did you guys know how deep this Russia stuff went? Yes or no? And do you know more now about it that you'll look into it?
All right, so we'll give them a minute to type. Let me know, chat, yes or no. Let's see. JG says no. So he didn't know. Jane says yes. And JG says yes. So I'm assuming that means he will look into it.
Okay.
John says yes, always suspected. Deshonda Fowler says no. Okay. Justin says I know now. So I guess he didn't know before. Oh, okay, cool, guys. I'm glad you were able to, get your thoughts in. The chat was really alive all, the whole entire time.
Yeah, all I'll say, folks, is you need to go and look at this information. When Trump says this is the crime of the century, you need to educate yourself on what has happened here. And like Jordan Clark said, if you're not on X, if you're not on Rumble, and if you're not on Truth Social, you need to be, because that's where you're going to get more accurate information, and it's going to come at you quicker.
Right.
Because literally every day there's something new popping off.
Yeah, that's why I do everything on X, is because everybody is usually on there and I don't have like multiple accounts everywhere. So X has been one of the biggest, most open places where you can follow left, right, middle, like you can follow everybody on there. I be sharing a lot of stuff on there too. Jimmy does too. Jimmy retweets a lot of things. So you can find Jimmy on X and myself. The information will always be in the description. I'm not sure I put it in tonight. I think I forgot, but I'll update my page.
And maybe what I'll do, depending on the time and everything, I mean, we're talking about a little hiatus here a little bit. Maybe if you're on Facebook, follow me, because there could be a time where I get a wild hair up my rear end and be like, I'm gonna go live and talk about something that I would normally talk about on the show. But since we're going to be taking a little bit of a hiatus, there's going to be stuff happening, and I have to talk about stuff sometimes. So if you're on Facebook, please follow me, because I will go live and give updates and stuff. And I'll probably do it on my YouTube channel too, because there's going to be something that pops off there. I'm like, I got to get on camera and tell folks.
Right. Yeah. So hopefully season 2 is not too far off, because everything might change in an instant. You know what I'm saying? Like, we might move, everything might be settled. I'll always have my computer with me. That's a good thing. So at least I will have some source, like I'm reachable. You know what I'm, like I'm not dead.
And maybe what we'll do, if there's like a huge breaking story,
yeah,
then maybe we'll just come on, pick a time. It doesn't matter. We'd be like, hey, it's 4:00 in the afternoon, but we need to talk about this. We can come on for 30, 40 minutes and do a quick update on the major news that just happened. So
yeah, just in case if anything does happen.
Yeah.
But so far so good. So hopefully everything follows plan. Thank you everybody for being in the chats. We'll open up the stage. We didn't open up the stage tonight, but that's okay. We wanted to get more information out and just lay that foundation for season 2, because I don't think it ends here.
It's not. No, we're just getting started.
Yeah, Tulsi is getting us started, because if it wasn't for her declassifying this stuff, I don't think anybody would have known, let alone that would have never been made public. I think they would have buried it.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Let me look in the chat, see if there's anything else. Any final comments from the folks in the chat?
Jane says, okay, got to work tomorrow. It was fun. Goodbye. Have a good night. Fighter says, personally, I have never been on social media. Facebook and social media is full of bots. Yeah, that's why I only use it for important stuff. Like, I don't really be using it like that. Constellations says hello to you, Jimmy.
Hello.
Justin says, curious to know what's going on with Epstein Island. I think that's on the back burner for now, because all this stuff is coming up, but it's still important. It's still relevant.
Yeah. I think the last I actually heard about the physical island itself was that it's been sold to somebody else. I can't say, I'm saying that with low confidence right now, but I've heard it. I don't know if that's actually happened or not, but that's what I heard.
All right. Constellation said that he or she just got here. So you're going to have to go on Jimmy's page and replay today's video and any older episodes if you want to catch up, because that was basically season 1. We streamed for a year straight without any stop up until now. So I am cleaning up my page just for personal reasons. Just want to rebrand the whole thing. I want to keep it political. I don't want to mix content up. So we're gonna come back with a full political bang. But if you want the old stuff, head over to Jimmy and you can watch it on Jimmy's channel.
Yeah, go to the live tab and you have all of our videos there.
Yeah, and also follow the Unrelenting Political Corner Facebook page, because we have our own page for that too. So we could even, that's why I want to get up to 100, because if at least there's 100 followers on Facebook, then we could use that to go live too for a small, quicker audience.
Yeah.
There and then. But, it's growing at its pace. I like JG says he's going to have to go cold turkey because he's addicted to the show. That's funny.
Go ahead. I was going to say, there's a lot of people. We've gotten a lot of good feedback from the viewers that they like the show. They like our chemistry. They like what we bring out. So I just want to say thank you guys for watching us. We really do appreciate that. We enjoy. I know I personally, I look forward to Tuesday nights.
Me too.
I mean, because I don't get to talk about this stuff in my everyday dealings. So I enjoy doing this. I enjoy helping folks learn more about things that are going on. I took an oath to do this, and there's actually video evidence of me taking an oath to be a digital soldier. And my job is to that's why I put that thing on my Facebook, that header, that my mission is not complete yet.
Right.
And so there's still a lot of people that need to be helped with getting the right information.
Yeah, and I'm glad I took you out of like semi-retirement, because you were doing the big picture for a while and people were loving that with your crew. And then I never saw you on YouTube again, but now I kind of brought you back out to YouTube again, like regularly, like every Tuesday, everybody's expecting to see us. Like it's grown, it's grown on everybody. So I'm happy for that.
Yeah, I really do. I personally really do appreciate all of you.
Yes, I do too. Well, thank you, Jimmy, for a great night. Thank you, everybody, to the chat. I'm going to end it here. And just stay tuned to community posts and Facebook posts.
Yes.
Just update, because I don't know whether or not I'm going to be here next Tuesday or the following Tuesday. So we'll see. But by mid-August or end of August, definitely by September, like I will not be gone for that long. That's crazy. But at least the end of August might be a little bit better with the scheduling. And, I'm going to try to work around Tuesday night, because Tuesday nights is kind of sacred at this point,
yeah, it's kind of perfect.
Yeah. And I feel weird on Tuesday nights. Like I'm supposed to be doing something.
Yeah, I know, right?
All day, all night. Like, man, what am I supposed to do? I feel like I got to do something.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, everybody. Good night.
Love you all. Take care. Stay tuned.
All right. Bye.
Trump, yeah, okay, bury him a legend, yeah, Trump, hey, okay, America's biggest blessing, free speech advocate, packing, never lacking it, I just bought another gun and ain't nobody taking it, gang, okay, the White House going crazy now, MAGA season, tell them liberals they can't break us down, it's up, they know we run it, best believe it now, about to paint the city red, please don't burn it down, yo, 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 yo.